Welcome to a very special Thursday night edition of Jeffco Ed TV's Game of the Week. Tonight, the Pinson Valley Indians visit the Pleasant Grove Spartans, and tonight's matchup is another 5A versus 3A matchup. The 5A Pinson Valley Indians are on the road taking on the 3A Pleasant Grove Spartans. Now, Pinson Valley holds the overall lead in this series 11-4. It's been a while since these two teams got together. You got to go all the way back to the year 2017, with Pinson winning that one 34-0 in blowout fashion. Both teams are coming off week 0 losses. Pinson Valley lost to Florence 34-0, while the Spartans of Pleasant Grove, they went on the road and lost an absolute shootout with Aniana 42-41. Let's talk about the coaches, and we start with Pinson Valley. There's a new man in town, Logan Cola-Francisco, who's returning to PV, where he wasn't an assistant in the past. Last year, he was at Pike County, where he was the offensive coordinator. He's also the head coach of John Carroll, just up the road in Homewood, from the 2016 through the 2019 seasons. Our Chris Osborne talked with Coach about going on the road and taking on a very good Pleasant Grove team.
Chris Osborne here on the sideline with Coach Cola, as he's affectionately known. First year at Pinson Valley. You played a tough Florence team last week.
Absolutely. You want to play good people to kind of see where you stand. You can't spot a good team, 28 points, so to speak. But we've had a good week of preparation. We've learned from our mistakes, and we're going to play a lot better tonight.
So, Coach, let's talk about some of your bright spots that you saw with Manyweather and Giles on the offensive side of the ball.
Yes, Manyweather's a really good receiver. He needs to be a little bit more consistent. He had a few drops, but he did a really good job for us catching, doing what he's asked to do. And then, Giles is a 9th grader. He had to come in quick because we had a running back got hurt. But I thought he did a really good job, especially being a 9th grader, really running the ball hard and trying to get us in some better situations instead of being backed up on 3rd down.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, you had Leonard and you had Johnson, and then what I call a disruptor, you had Rhodes who came in there.
Absolutely. I mean, Mo about had a pick 6, and that kind of would have really helped us there. But Mo's a great senior leader, and Darrell does a great job, in the secondary. And CJ's a senior, and he does a good job kind of playing a little both ways for us, and he kind of anchors that D-line for us. So we expect him to play a lot better tonight and to help lead us to victory.
And Coach, 5A playing 3A, but that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything. Coach Fuqua and his staff does a great job. They got really good, talented players. He's got a really good program, so we're looking forward to a really good game.
All right, Coach, thanks so much. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you guys up top.
On the other sideline, we're going to check in with Pleasant Grove head coach Darrell Fuqua, and Chris caught up with him earlier this afternoon. In his second season for the Spartans, the expectations are high here in Pleasant Grove, as they always are. And the Spartans, well, they made a playoff push last season. He's a Russellville native who played his college football at UAB, where he was the team captain all the way back in the year 2007 for the Green and Gold. He coached defensive backs at Hoover and Thompson before taking the head job here at Pleasant Grove. Chris Osborne talks with the head man for the Spartans.
Hey, Coach, you're 0-1. Obviously, great expectations for tonight. How do you turn this thing around?
Right. Our word for this week was just respond. Had a really good week of practice to just respond to all the adversity going on. So we're just looking to take care of us. It's always been about us. So tonight, we're just going to try to respond the best way we know how.
And, Coach, in all fairness, for those at home, you're 0-1, but it was a tight game. You guys lost by 1 point. You had some tremendous numbers. Let's talk about your quarterback, your running back, and your wide receiver that all three had big numbers.
Right. So Elston Hooper, quarterback, running back Jamal Grace, and Jamari Walker, and the receiver Javion Sales. They all came up really, really big last week, and so we're looking forward for a good output again tonight for that. And if we do that, I think we'll be sitting in the right spot.
And, Coach, obviously, you guys are 3A, you're playing a 5A, but that doesn't matter on the field.
Right. Doesn't matter. One play at a time, one snap at a time. I wanted to play up so our kids have some higher up competition before we get to reach and play. But at the same time, we're going to go out there and we're going to play ball and do what we do best.
All right, Coach, good luck, and we'll talk to you around halftime.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
So, guys, on the field, no rain in the forecast. It's a nice 83 degrees. Field is nice and soft. I think the playing conditions are going to be great. As we mentioned last week, there's always water breaks during these first few games to make sure that all the students, not just the football players, but the band, the cheerleaders, that everybody is staying hydrated. And speaking of hydrated, let me tell you about somebody who is slick and wet and full of energy. That's the quarterback who's from Hawaii.
I'm from the Big Island. I'm on Kona side, yeah. Miss the beach and hunting and family and stuff like that, but Alabama's great. Yeah, I love it.
What's up, guys?
I've been in Alabama for about 7 months now, coming on to 7 months, 7 to 8 months.
They tried to give him a little, tease him when he first got here,
Yeah, so at first they thought I didn't speak English.
just in a playful way, and he gave it right back to him.
And I was like, come on now.
And I was like, okay, all right, he's fitting in really, really well.
Yeah, we're all, it's getting there, so we're just all brothers now, you know. Well, you're not from Hawaii, but like old days was like a spot where, all the kids came together to play football. So like flag football is where it all started in Hawaii. Size-wise, Hawaii has size, like Oahu has dogs, like big boys over there, but Alabama is also, there's some big boys, Well, Hawaii is a lot better. Like, I don't know, here you just sweat so much, like just island vibes, But you come to Alabama, it's hot, you barely can breathe. Just the heat is just on another level. Yeah, Spanish would be all day. So it's nori, so it's seaweed, there's rice, and then there's spam. Yeah.
Hey, fly around on three, fly around on me, 1, 2, 3. Fly around.
He got a swagger, got a moxie about himself that you really want in a quarterback. And besides that, he's just really a leader. The sky's the limit for him.
That's a great story. We're looking forward to watching him sling it tonight. Now, here in Jefferson County, we love all our schools, and we certainly love all our teachers. There's been lots of great programs throughout our district, but this past April, well, one teacher shined above the rest. Nefertiti LeBeau, who's taking home the Jefferson County Education Secondary Teacher of the Year, and Jeff Coed's Maya Pippins has the story.
The Oscar goes to Nefertiti LeBeau.
It hits me at different times, like, oh my gosh. I'll see things circulate on social media and it come up again. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Mrs. Nefertiti LeBeau says bringing the Teacher of the Year Oscar trophy back to Pleasant Grove High is such an honor. There have been several finalists to make it to the top 10, but actually bringing the award home is a first.
Like, hey, Jeff Coed Teacher of the Year. And so I've got a new title at home. I've got a new title amongst the kids here, even in the community, because it's even a huge recognition for the community. It was shared all across social media, and they just really highlight it, even at the city council meetings.
Mrs. LeBeau teaches biology and anatomy.
I want them to love it. So I immediately plan everything with, how do I not bore them?
2 long bones in your jeans. Nasal help you sneeze. Mandible help you eat.
In a profession where, or in a subject where it's very, very hard, the terminology, the language, you just have to always remember, how can I relate to the kids? How can I reach one to teach one? And that's my motivation every single day.
And that may be when students are turning their favorite hip-hop song lyrics into describing the bones of the body.
Yeah, the shin inside. Fibula side. Keep the balance right.
And for LeBeau, knowing that she's making a difference means everything.
One of my kids, she came back and she said, I told you were my Beyonce. And it meant the world.
For Jefferson County Schools, I'm Maya Pippins.
Anytime you're compared to Beyonce, you're doing something right. Thank you so much, Maya, for that great story. Now, if the name LeBeau sounds familiar around here at Pleasant Grove, It should. Nefertiti Lebeau is the wife of former Pleasant Grove head coach Daryl Lebeau. So, again, they're like royalty around this area. Just a great couple doing some great work here in Jefferson County. Now, speaking of Jefferson County, let's pivot to the visitors tonight. Pinson Valley, as the Indians, they boast one of the most unique signature academies in the Southeast. The Special Effects Academy, led by Chris Screws, teaches hands-on cinematic props and all sorts of special effects. Last week, the football team asked the Special Effects Academy to create lifelike spears for the graduating seniors, forging game day excitement. Let's take a look.
These spears were requested by the football team, and so they came up to us and said, hey, we need spears for our graduating seniors. We just got the designs and went ahead and worked.
You take foam, you cut it up, and then we use barge, and we put it together, and we, wait for that. And then once it dries, we shape it how we want it to, and then after that, we paint it.
It's not all that intensive once you kind of just learn the basic processes. And even just simple material like that can make something that can last if they're taken care of. Since I was in the intro special effects class last year, it's been pretty smooth, pretty easy. It's also just been like a nice light project to kind of get back into the swing of being in this class.
You can etch it how you want to, you can paint the color scheme how you want to, and even though it's for school, it's still like your very own. So I think going to a football game and seeing someone using your spear is very special.
And let's take a moment to check out that great sunset here tonight at Pleasant Grove. Beautiful skies. The rain is going to stay away, and we are getting ready for some Jeffco Ed TV football. Pinson Valley taking on Pleasant Grove. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll meet the starters for both programs. You're watching Jeffco Ed TV.
I joined ROTC my first year because it was something interesting that I thought would help me in the future as far as staying calm and staying cool, getting a good job.
Attention. It gives me a feeling of self-accomplishment and that I've done good. That it's really fun and you can meet a lot of new people and learn a lot of new things here.
Leadership to me instills a sense of accountability within our cadets. The ability to go ahead and an opportunity for them to be trained and mentored and to train and mentor other cadets under their responsibility.
The Raiders team, the drill team, I do it for the PT sometimes. Go! It's helping me become a better person.
And it gives the kids the opportunity to come out their shells, to be able to grow, to mature. It gives them the opportunity to understand themselves and to be good citizens.
You gotta do the right thing. Y'all got it? Yes, sir. Any question on that?
It tests me. It tests how I react with people, how I take things as far as if something's too hard, I won't just stop, I keep going because I know that this program is gonna push me to keep going.
Company. Attention.
It's now my pleasure to welcome up the man who's going to be handling the play-by-play duties, not just for tonight, but for the rest of the season here on Jeffco Ed TV. It's the legendary Matt Coulter. Matt.
Legendary. I don't know about that, Johnny.
We kick off the season.
They didn't teach you much in Boston, did they? I'm kidding. Hey, I got to ask you a question. It's totally off script.
Please.
All right. The rice, the seaweed, and the Spam
versus
a cheeseburger. Now, they asked our quarterback here, our Hawaiian quarterback, and he chose the Hawaiian dish. Which one would you choose?
I'll take the cheeseburger every day and twice on Sunday. And anytime I can stay away from Spam, I'm going to. But as we get into tonight's game, Matt, last week on week 0, we had a big one between Mortimer Jordan, in Fultondale. That was 5A versus 3A. The score was as you predicted, 41-0 in favor of the 5A team, Mortimer Jordan. Tonight, you have a very good 3A team in Pleasant Grove hosting a team that got off to a rough start last week in Pinson Valley, not even scoring a point.
Right.
Do you see a similar outcome from last week when it comes to the big boy beating up on the small class?
Well, you asked me midway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump out here and say it right off, but I think obviously if you look at the numbers, you look at the coaches, you look at the players, you look at the quarterbacks, I think Pleasant Grove is your obvious advantage here. I do think that. However, as we heard Coach Cola say, when you give a team 21 points, you lose by 45-0.
Sure.
You know, there's a lot of mistakes and a lot of ways to improve your football team. And that's what I expect out of Pinson Valley. Now we'll pause for our national anthem.
A beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner by the Pleasant Grove Spartan Band. Now let's take a moment to visit with the starters for both teams.
Raymond Howard, junior. Marvin Foreman, senior. Michael Giles, freshman. Elijah Manyweather, junior. Mark M. McMillan, senior. Carlos Johnson, senior. Mike Thomas, junior. Jose Shaw Horn, senior. Daniel Means, junior.
Jamarcus Maxwell, senior.
Trenton Pickett, junior. Latrell Showers, junior. Kenyon Farley, sophomore. Anthony Gardner, junior. Aiden Evans, junior. Aiden Agee, junior. Mariah Rhodes, senior. Real Leonard, junior. Aiden Fitz, junior. Darius Smith, senior. Tavares Miles, junior.
I'm Logan Cola Francesco. Coach Cola is what they call me. I'm the head football coach of the Pinson Valley Indians. Fear the Spear.
Elston Hooper, sophomore. Jamar Walker, junior. And Javion Sale, senior.
Matthew Bevel, senior. Colin Craver, senior.
Malachi Williams, junior. Dexter Nash, junior.
Louis Baldwin, senior.
Jacoby Williams, senior.
Raha, junior.
Jamal Grace Jr., senior.
Charlie Taylor, sophomore.
Cadence Parker, sophomore.
Darius Burks, junior.
Brandon Arnold, senior.
Tyler Wyndham, senior.
James Whitaker, sophomore.
Taylor Biles, senior. Dwight Williams, senior.
Zion Bolton, sophomore.
Marcus Gragas, senior.
Coach Darrell Fuquay, Pleasant Grove High School. Go Spartans.
Starters for the visiting Pinson Valley Indians and the hometown Pleasant Grove Spartans. Band's getting us ready. Cheerleaders getting us ready. Captains working their way onto the field. Don't go anywhere. On the other side, we've got kickoff from Pleasant Grove. It's the Indians and the Spartans. It's a big special Thursday night broadcast here on the Jeff Co-Ed TV Game of the Week.
They're starting to gain skills that they would be able to use in the movie, television, theme park, theater industry. So we're going to talk about some fake blood. We've talked about fake blood in various lessons.
If you like making stuff, you want to be in here for sure. And if you like spooky stuff, you want to be in here because we pretty much get to sit around and make monsters, and we get graded for it in high school. So that's pretty cool.
No, it's not all scary. We make stuffed animals.
I love him!
And we learn how to sew and to build props that are just very innocuous sort of things that we just can't find in stores. But yeah, it's not all blood and gore in here, no. When the injury occurs, it comes out.
To me, it's another form of art. You get to learn new things you never learned before.
How to just take something so boring and so plain and so basic and put magic in it.
There are definitely going to be jobs for our students in the future, just locally, so they don't have to go off to Atlanta or LA to have jobs. They can be here.
It's just really interesting. It's a good class. Mr. Screws makes the class fun.
Excellent question. Love that you're asking that. I want all prospective students to understand how unique of an opportunity our special effects program is. There are only 3 in the entire world at the high school level, and the other 2 are just outside of Los Angeles, California. So for our students in Jefferson County, this is a very unique and very special opportunity they have. You can totally use clear school glue.
It's just a fun class.
Welcome back to Pleasant Grove, where we are just moments away from the coin toss. The Pleasant Grove Spartans, the home team captains, making their way to the 50-yard line right now. And Matt, we're fired up for some big-time Jeff Co-Ed football tonight.
Yeah, I see Carlos Johnson and a couple other of the seniors that are out there, as it should be. They'll be the captains. They'll be going to midfield to meet up with the home-standing Spartans of Pinson, Pleasant Grove. It's PV and PG, and it's sometimes it's kind of tough to keep up with.
But I promise you, this broadcast is rated G. We're keeping it family-friendly tonight.
And Not even close to PG, right? Just G.
And I know we're close to sending it down into the field. We're going to have a microphone and a camera that's going to be on this coin toss. And again, I don't know about you, Matt. I always call heads. Matt Slater called heads in the Super Bowl in 2016, and ever since then, as a Patriot fan, I'm married to the heads. We're calling heads every single time.
I've never heard anybody that's just really absolutely sold on the idea. I guess just to balance things out, I guess I'll be a tails guy. Okay.
Absolutely. Now, both these teams, mind you, are coming off Week 0 defeats, but they couldn't be any more different. Pleasant Grove lost by a point on the road at Aniana. As for Pinson Valley, they got absolutely thumped 45-0 up north against Florence. And as both teams' captains are being announced over the PA system, we are getting ready to send it down to the field in just a moment, and here we go. The sights and sounds of Jeff Co-Ed TV football.
Pleasant Grove in black, there in white is Pinson Valley. Gold numerals, and on the other side, they're
let's talk to the white cap.
Orange.
All right, gentlemen, you're the captains of your team. You're responsible for the conduct. Somebody misbehaving, we're going to look to you, gentlemen, as the leaders to take care of it. All right? Eisenhower's heads, Liberty Bell's tails. If I drop it, we'll flip it again. You're the visitor, you get to call it. What's your call? Tails. He called tails. And it is tails. You won the toss. You want the ball?
Yes, sir. We want to defend the scoreboard.
Well, he gets that choice. You want to defend the scoreboard?
Yes, sir.
Put your back to the scoreboard. You want to step over here? White has won the toss and will receive. All right, gentlemen, shake hands. Go get your teams. Let's have a good, clean game.
The only time General Eisenhower ever lost. The heads right there. The tails comes up and loses, and we're getting ready for kickoff now. Just want to rehash, Matt. A week ago, we had 2 penalties before the kickoff was able to conclude. I'm hoping we can get a better start to this one and maybe not have 39 penalty flags that were thrown like last week up at Mortimer Jordan.
That was amazing. I've never been a part of that, and I'm assuming that you haven't
Never.
either. Or I could
yesterday was my, or I say yesterday, last week was my first live broadcast, and that's one way to baptism by fire, so to speak.
27 in the first half. They toned it down in the fourth quarter, but let's be honest, it was a little annoying, and it took a little bit away from the game, but not the broadcast and not the spirit of opening night, week 0. We really enjoyed doing it, and we're going to bring you another one as well. I really like the fact that Pinson Valley wanted to get the call. You know, they won the toss, but they wanted to pick which into the end zone they wanted to be on. Hey,
the sun's a real factor. Now, the sun is coming over the Pinson Valley sideline, so in theory, it should not affect either quarterback's sight line tonight. It's not like the sun's going to be setting in the end zone. Of course, the sun always sets in the west. At least that's what they told me with my education at Duxbury High School. But I believe, from everything that we've heard today, we are over any threat of rain. I think there was a report earlier in the week that it could have rained around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour. We're not worried about that. It should be a dry night for football.
I think we probably got a larger concern tomorrow when we're at Minor for a Thursday to Friday night game, as we'll be at homestanding Minor in Jefferson County and entertaining the Bulldogs of Anniston. We're awaiting the Spartans to burst through that purple and gold, which that's really their true colors. Their uniforms don't display them right now. But Pleasant Grove Spartans, they are lined up. You can see the black jerseys and the dark helmets. They are behind the huge banner. And I hear the drum roll, and I imagine they're going to come bursting through in just a moment. To our left, haven't seen anything.
Now, Matt, you get the homemade banner on the left side of the field here, the south side of the field between Pinson Valley. That feels like they worked on that in art class all week. And then on the Pleasant Grove sideline, you have the reusable run-through gate. That's Velcro in the middle there. So it's interesting which classes they're putting in a lot of work in art class, and then the other ones that just get the reusable ones. You know, some of these schools, when I worked in Texas, they would come out to smoke like they were the Miami Hurricanes. Some of these entrances are becoming more and more intricate.
Yeah, right now I see the drone flying right down in front of it as well. I don't think I've seen a batter where the banner just breaks loose in the middle. This is going to be an intro for Matt. And that's exactly what they do.
Yep. Here come the Spartans.
And you buy one banner, huh?
And they've done this for years, going back to when Darryl LeBeau was there, as they kind of swag their way out. They don't run out of the tunnel. Look at that great camera shot right there of the Spartans getting ready to rock and roll. They're trying to defend home turf. They were on the road last week at Aniana. Their home opener tonight. We got a great crowd here at Peachy, and they're hoping to put a thumping on the visitors from Pinson Valley.
And there you see them running on the field. Their jersey numerals are their home colors, the purple with the traditional yellow trim. And here we're going to burst through yet another banner, this one for the visitors of Pinson Valley. They just ripped that one to shreds, didn't they?
They got themselves the Florida State war chant going on. We are getting close to kickoff. Pinson Valley and Pleasant Grove, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the kickoff here on Jeffco Ed TV.
All right, we're back. Just about set for kickoff. There you see the Spartans onto the field, taking on the Indians. You fear the spear. That's certainly the Indians of Pinson Valley. And I think if you're going to call fear from the other side, it's going to be what? is Elston Hooper going to do?
Elston Hooper, of course, if you were with us in the pregame show, from the Big Island in Hawaii, now here at Pleasant Grove, and trying to get this Spartan team over the hump to potentially be in a 3A state title. Again, they're like the Buffalo Bills of high school football. When I first came here, they played in 4 or 5 straight state championship games and just could never get over the edge in the Super 7, now the Super 6. I think we're getting ready for kickoff here, Matt.
We are. Javier Valle. There you see him approach the football right there at the 40-yard line. He boots it away. Fielded a fair catch. Pretty smart there. It had a little height underneath it, so call for the fair catch. Right there at the 23.
When you lost 45-0 a week ago, don't take any chances on the opening kickoff. Wave that hand in the air, get your offense out there, and try to lead a drive to score your first points of 2026.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line in white. That's Pinson Valley. The quarterback's number 9, Raymond Howard. He is a junior. Last week, as you can tell by the final score, 45-0, they did not get a lot of offense going. Howard was 9 of 22 for 97 yards.
And with Coach Cola Francisco, he wants to get off to a winning start to this season. Didn't go great in week 0, but week 1, he knows if this thing goes south quickly, the season could get away from them, so they're going to try to score on their opening drive.
Juju Foreman among those to the right. Play fake, throw it into the flat. It is incomplete. Pass was intended for Elijah Manyweather.
Just took his eye off it there for a second. Again, we know you saw that sunset in the pregame, and we're talking about the sun that's in our eyes here at the broadcast booth, but I'll tell you what, it shouldn't affect the quarterback sight line today, with, of course, it coming over the Pinson Valley sideline.
Split very wide. Manyweather. They're just going to hand it right up the middle. Actually going to get about 5 yards in the game.
Setting up a manageable 3rd down. This quarterback keeper, keep it simple. And they're going to try to go pretty fast here.
Play a little NASCAR here on 3rd down, up the middle. He's going to get very close to 1st down yardage. And my guess, Johnny, would be he got it.
Yeah. NASCAR package. They're going fast here, Matt. Look at this.
Again, over the center is Mikhail Thomas, the 2nd. And they go right over the snapper. He'll get it 2 or 3.
Now, again, the no-huddle, quick-tempo offense is very effective if you can run it properly. A lot of times, if you can't, you can shoot yourself in the foot early in drives. They've already got 1 first down. There's the read option.
They fake to the freshman. Howard running it left in. More yardage across the 50 and into Pleasant Grove territory.
Howard's going to want to tuck this football here on the read option. Makes the right decision reading the defensive end. But, man, he's holding that football like a loaf of bread, man. It's 1st down. You're not breaking the plane. Tuck that thing high and tight, young man.
I'm glad to hear you say loaf of bread. I consider that kind of a southern slogan. But that's to the freshman Giles. He'll get a couple.
Well, my father was from Quincy, Massachusetts, and that's just south of Boston, so maybe that's...
Okay, are you a Southie? Is that what they say?
South Boston? No, no, not me. That's where my brother lives now, though.
From the 44-yard line. Is 2nd and 5. Howard looks to the sideline. Coach Cola.
This is the check with me. A lot of times they got the eyes in the sky, the offensive coordinator, trying to get a read what the defense is doing, trying to get them out of position.
Set, throws, far boundary, made 1 man miss, falling forward for the 1st down is Manyweather.
It's a nice little drive. Raymond Howard in complete control as they pass midfield. And they're still going fast, Matt.
Up the middle. Again, that's Giles.
Now, last week, we were spoiled watching Mortimer Jordans with their interior nose tackles. They looked like they were SEC players. They had such girth and such size, and running the ball was a nightmare for Fultondale. So far, early on, Pinson Valley able to run the football a little bit.
High snap taken by Howard, and he is going to be dropped, probably a loss.
Number 4.
Charging through there was Jamal Grace, the defensive end. We'll see him on offense, too.
Yeah, a senior that's going to be relied upon on both sides of the football, especially when it's still as hot as it's been here. It's late August in Alabama. To be able to play both sides of the ball, he's in a lot better shape than me, I'll tell you that much.
There's the snap. He fakes, throws, man open, couldn't hang on to it. That was Manyweather once again.
Yeah, again, you got to give Grace a lot of credit there. He forced that quick throw, was right getting by the left tackle there. That'd be Trent Pickett, the junior, who's got himself quite the assignment tonight, trying to block Grace all night long.
Right in the middle of your screen, the junior quarterback, Raymond Howard, 5'10", 202. 4th and very long. They need the better part of 9. Howard throws just a little high. So we'll have a turnover on downs, and this will be our first look.
Yeah, good ball, maybe a little high, and it was a nice defensive play by the corner there for Pleasant Grove. So certainly not what Pinson Valley wanted in terms of going down and scoring their first points of the season. That being said, they were able to move the ball. They picked up 2 or 3 first downs, and now it's going to be up to this Indian defense to try to show better than they did a week ago when they got absolutely torched by Florence.
Really nice opening drive. They didn't get points out of it, but they got almost 50 yards. And as you mentioned, some first downs, some to the pass. Most of it was on the ground. Here's our look at Elston Hooper, the Hawaiian. Throws a bullet over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Quentin Johnson.
I'll tell you what, he's lucky he got rid of the ball when he did, because he had an end for Pinson Valley that was bearing down on his blind side.
Well, if they had an issue last week, it was giving him the protection he really needed. And he really is. He wants to be more of a pocket passer. However, talking to some of the coaches, the fans around here, he can move it. You know,
Sure.
He's got some steps, but he'd rather stay in the pocket. There's a rollout. See, there he had to roll out. Then he dumps it. Nice catch right there at the 40.
You know, you can always tell the true athleticism of a quarterback when he can roll to his left and throw back to his right as a right-handed quarterback. Not an easy thing. Makes it look a lot easier than it is, rolling against the grain on your own body there. And that's going to set up a 3rd and about 3, 3rd and 4.
Caden Sanders on the receiving end. Hooper looks to both sides, his sideline. He is flanked by Javion Sells. Well, he had a great, check that. That's a wide receiver. It's Grace at number 19, I think, that gets the majority of the carries. Up the middle he goes.
I think he might be just a hair short. Nope, instead the line judge is going to move him over. First down.
That's Jamari Walker, the senior ball carrier. They didn't waste any time on moving it, did they?
Check out that towel that Hooper's rocking with that script A. Of course, only a sophomore, but if he continues to progress like he has, he's going to have big-time offers from big-time programs like the one over there in Tuscaloosa, man.
From the 42. Man, he's got an arm, doesn't he? Throws the quick out and out of bounds in.
Matthew Bevel on the reception there.
Pick up 9. He is not shy to get rid of it in a hurry, is he?
When you're a quarterback that can put your team in second and manageable early on, it just opens up the playbook. You can do whatever you want.
I've always liked play fakes on 2nd and 3rd and short. Hooper directs Walker around. They give it to him, bursted up the middle to the left side, to the 40-yard line, and a first down for Pleasant Grove.
And early on, Pleasant Grove is winning the battle of the line of scrimmage, at least in the run game, getting a pretty big push against the Pinson Valley defensive front that isn't as nearly big as you're used to seeing the Indians send out each and every week, as we've been so accustomed to them playing in big-time football games in the last 10 years or so.
That'll be 1st and 10 from the Indians' 40-yard line. Up the middle goes Walker, left side. He gets a block from Nash and high, and he'll bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah, much better job there by the interior defensive line of Pinson Valley. Just trying to stop the bleeding right now because, as you pointed out, Matt, Hooper's got himself a real gun there, and he's a threat to throw the football each and every single time he drops back.
Well, he's been throwing out. You know, he's been throwing boundary routes. And it just seems to me a question of time before he'll play fake, go deep, or
right
long
on cue,
post. Yep, rolling out. He's got pressure. He throws off his back foot, and a strike down to the 27-yard line, and yet another Spartans first down. Take a look at that.
Again, Matt, that's not his first read. As you see, he looks to his left, comes back to his secondary option, and Bevel has bailed him out twice now, and looks like plays have broken down. And again, just to have that strength of an arm that he can force the ball to the boundary, and they call that dots now. These kids like talking about that thing releases off the hands, and you can almost hear it snap.
From the 27, 1st and 10. Here are the Spartans moving against the Indians here on Jeffco Ed TV. Man in motion.
Reverse.
They flip it to him, then back. Here's reverse. Coming at you to this sideline. He'll get 7 down to the 20-yard line.
Quentin Johnson.
Yeah,
they're trying to get a little trickery here. They've been running stuff to the right. Now they come back to the left, and I love Hooper's over there leading the way. I don't know if he hit anybody, but if he had a chance to, I think he would have.
Aiden Fitz, the junior corner, made the stop.
If you're Pinson Valley right now defensively, you might try to send some blitzes or something right now because Pleasant Grove looks way too comfortable on this first drive.
2nd down. They need about 4. Left side. They're not going to get enough for the first down. Ball carrier was Grace. Did he just check in?
Yeah. Again, 51 in the middle there. Caden Farley, only a sophomore, 6'2", 268 as a sophomore, because you can imagine he's only going to get bigger and bigger. So far, one of the lone bright spots on this Pinson Valley defensive front.
There you saw Grace, jersey 19. He had 8 carries for 95 yards last week. As the Spartans put up a whole lot of offense. They're looking for some now. There's Grace. Shakes, breaks, into the end zone. 18-yard touchdown as the Spartans go up 6-0.
It wasn't a Hail Mary, but that run was full of grace right there. Again, the backup running back, number 19, plays defensive end, and then from the backup position, able to break through to the second level. And, we don't want this to get away from you too early if you're Pinson Valley, but that looked all too easy for the purple and gold here in their home opener.
Especially once they got past the 50. It just seems they're pitch and catch and their handoffs. And I think they ran a little razzle-dazzle with a reverse. And after this point after attempt from Portillo. Oops, high snap. Got it down. Kick up. Wow. He got it through. Let's go to Chris Osborne.
So, guys, I can tell you this. It's a battle in the trenches. And from field level, what I'm seeing is the speed of Pinson Valley versus the overall size of Pleasant Grove. And right now, the Spartans are taking it to them, even with their weight and the speed. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the game goes. But I can tell you, if you really want to see the fight, look at the big guys up front. Back to you.
Well, and we mentioned on was the offensive line. And I saw, particularly on the run, they broke down a couple of times in pass. They forced him out of the pocket. But for the most part, I thought, as Chris just mentioned, the OL did pretty well.
And again, when you watch Hooper, it's not just the arm strength that impresses me. He has command. He has the feel that a big-time quarterback needs to have. And again, only a sophomore. We saw a sophomore quarterback last week in Fultondale, and there's levels to this stuff, Matt. When you're from Hawaii, where there's such a rich quarterback tradition, for Marcus Mariota to Tua Tagovailoa, Mackenzie Milton, I mean, it looks like Hooper might be the
Tommy
next.
Chong?
Oh, yeah, that's way back in the
day.
Colt Brennan, I don't think, was from Hawaii. He played at Hawaii, though. But, man, there's a great tradition there.
Fielded by the Indians up across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Checking on the return there.
Now, this has to be a response from Pinson Valley. You got to go down and at least get 3, because the way that Pleasant Grove was able to move the ball that last possession, it looks like when they're a well-oiled machine at home that they're going to be very difficult to stop. As we check out Fuquay there, such a great running back in his time at UAB. I know, Matt, you were calling some of his games back in 2007.
I called a lot of his games, and he was an excellent player, but it didn't take long. He was getting playing time as a freshman.
Yeah.
It didn't take long for UAB to understand his role, and he quickly had the C on his shoulder, and he was a captain. Good guy, too. Fake up the middle. Howard, lots of running room. More than enough for a first down. 14 yards out just shy of midfield.
He says, I'll do it myself. Again, the quarterback read option, a major part of what they want to do offensively. There, little breakdown, little miscommunication, and he still turns chicken crap into some chicken salad right there.
And you know, as you noted in their first drive, they are not afraid to line up and snap it in a hurry.
Sure.
I thought they had him hemmed up.
Which, again, can be an effective tool. I mentioned it on the last drive. If you can do it, they've shown at times that they're capable of it. Can they do it when they get across the 50-yard line? That's the money area as they try to get in inside the red zone and try to put some points on the board.
Quick pass, far boundary. Getting a few yards and stepping out of bounds. I believe we've got may have been, well, I'm looking for a number and I can't find it. So we'll just go to the next play. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, my
line
roster
of
here.
Scrimmage, 48. They fake to Giles. The quarterback keeps it along the right tackle and got more than enough for the first down. Loose ball late.
I'll tell you what, Matt, if they keep running Howard, man, he's going to need some bandages and some ice packs after this one. He's already taken a beating, and there's still over 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. He's primarily been their entire offense, at least when they picked up yards, and Coach Cola there is hot. No one likes hot cola.
No.
On a hot summer's night.
Wow, the sun has set to our west, and as we showed you on our open. It's beautiful. It was a little tough at first because it was shining, but now this is just an ideal high school night, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Running backs flank Howard to the left and the right. There's a snap from Thomas. Quarterback keeps again. No, actually handed off then.
Javarius Miles, the junior, is coming in, I believe only for a play or two, as, yep, the helmet came off of Howard after that play, so he had to come off the field for a moment.
And that'll bring up 2nd down and 9, and we have a Heat timeout, and that's a good thing, 7-0. The Spartans in control on Jeff Go Ed TV.
Welcome to Pleasant Grove High School. It's a great day to be a Spartan. Here at Pleasant Grove High School, we are Jeff Go Ed Strong.
I met the Chief Spartan that you just saw there. I was coming up here to our booth, and there he was cleaning up. There's an administrator at work. Big smile on his face.
When you take one of those jobs, you're never really off. You're just constantly going to events and concerts and sporting events. It's
Howard, play fake, throws deep. At the 10-yard line, wide open. Touchdown, Juju Foreman. Pinson Valley answers.
The first points of the season for Pinson Valley. That's got to feel good. After getting shut out last week against Florence, not only do they score in dramatic fashion. Beautiful ball, better catch, gets over the top of the corner. And man, the thing about Juju Foreman, he's big. He's a 6'2 senior. He might be small, but he's tall at 140 pounds, 6'2", and Pinson Valley's on the board, Matt Coulter.
That's good. Chance to tie it up. He got behind ball, and Howard laid it out for him. There's a line drive, extra point attempt, and it is no good in the attempt by Valle. But, hey, how about a ball game? Spartans up 7-6 on Jeff Go Ed TV.
We're Pinson Valley High School. promoting achievement, respect, and success. We're Jeff Co-Ed Strong. Fear the Spear, go Indians.
Indeed, Johnny Congdon, this is Fear the Spear. They struck, and they struck deep. Almost tied it up. The point after was no good, but still we got a football game on a special Thursday night edition of Jeff Co-Ed TV.
And again, the corner in pursuit, Taylor Ball, an athlete, but not the biggest guy on the field. And Pinson Valley noticed it, attacked him, and went up to their 6'2 receiver. And sometimes the big guy beats the little guy. It's just how life works sometimes, man.
Yeah. And you got to take advantage of it. You know, sometimes those guys are faster, too. They don't slow down, do they? There is the kick. Spartans field at about the 11-yard line, cut back at the 25. There's some running room. Oh, he tripped over the yard marker.
Yeah, Chevion Sales there. Looked like if he could have just kept his feet, that could have been a really big return. Nonetheless, excellent field position for the Spartans, who just got counterpunched, Matt. All right, you throw a punch, I can take a punch. Can they respond? If we're in a big-time heavyweight fight, we're looking forward to it.
Well, I think right now what you're worried about if you're Pleasant Grove is you can't let Howard burn you like that again. He was open. He was pretty wide open.
And again, it feels like he's featured in the offense every play, regardless if he's running or passing. So he's the threat you get a key in on.
From the 35, Hooper throws into the far flat. Receiver is going to take it. Can't tell where he tipped it out of bounds. Boy, it looks like they're going to give him like 6 yards.
I'll tell you what, if you were playing high school fantasy football in a PPR point per reception league, I hope you draft Matthew Bevel. Already has 3 or 4 receptions tonight. Feels like a real safety blanket for Hooper. He's always open.
Walker there you see is going to be the tailback. He will flank Hooper to his right. A little bit of movement, but pre-snap. Didn't look like Walker kind of leaned forward there for just a second.
We haven't. I don't want to jinx it. We haven't had a penalty flag.
Oh, no, you did it. Walker, hole, up the middle. He's into the secondary. He breaks across the 40 down close to the 36-yard line. 20-plus yard gain for Jamari Walker, the senior running back.
Yeah, this offense just picking up where it left off last week in Aniana. They scored 41 points. It looks like they're going to try to put up a similar number tonight. And between Hooper at quarterback and Sales and Johnson and Bevel at receiver, to have running backs like Walker and Grace that you can kind of have that double-headed monster, it's going to make this Pleasant Grove offense very difficult to slow down all season long.
From the 42 to the 42, high snap. Hooper gets it up the middle. There goes Walker again. 15, 16, 17 yards, and yet another first down for Pinson for Pleasant Grove.
I'm telling you right now, if you're Pinson Valley, I don't know if you take a timeout to try to stop the bleeding, but your interior defensive line is getting gashed at the point of attack, and Pleasant Grove is more than happy to keep running it right down their throats.
4:49 remaining here in the first quarter at Pleasant Grove, Alabama. Love this wonderful community.
You see Fuquay there. There's few better guys to learn to be a running back in this sport than Darrell Fuquay.
There's a quick pass. Right sideline, spun out of bounds. Whoops, not yet.
Colin Craver there. I don't wonder if he's related to old Mario Craver. Played at Clay Chalkville a few years ago, was one of the better receivers on that team. Again, that's a game we're going to be watching very closely tonight as Clay Chalkville takes on defending 7A champion Thompson in a battle of maybe the two best teams in the state.
They'll give him 6 on the pickup. 1st and 4 from the 14-yard line. Hooper. Now looking to the sideline.
And now they're trying to communicate, and you got the Pinson band right there in their ear, making life very difficult right now for Hooper.
Inside handoff. Walker will get to the 10.
Again, once they get inside.
No, that was Grace.
Once they get inside the red zone, you feel like Grace is their big-bodied back that just delivers a punishing, bruising run every single time he touches the football. Both backs kind of like a thunder and lightning situation. You got the big bruiser in Grace, and you got the absolute electric scat back in Jamari Walker.
Well, he's got to be the bruiser if he's playing defensive end on the other side of the football. From the 10-yard line, they need about a yard on third down. Grace may not have gotten there. That time, guys in white stood tall.
Yeah, the side judge is waving at the first down. They're going to have a 1st and goal to go. That was one of Pinson Valley's stoutest defensive moments of the game, and it's really got to be deflating when you have a nice play and it results in a 1st down for the other team.
Yeah, you see 2-6, that's Walker. He is checked in for Grace. Your quarterback, the sophomore Elston Hooper.
Again, I'm just impressed with the command of Hooper. He's not flustered. He's not trying to do too much. Sometimes you just got to hit a single, not a home run, and he's understood the assignment so far tonight.
I'm looking for him to throw here. Nope, how about he hands off inside? So much for my looking as he gets 4.
Again, you look at some of the interior linemen for Pleasant Grove, Ryan High, Malachi Williams, Lewis Baldwin. These are old, experienced players that have played in this offense for a year or two now, and you really feel like they have a mastery of this playbook, especially for a team that likes to run as much as Pleasant Grove. They might have a great quarterback, but don't be mistaken, they want to run the football.
2nd down and 6. They're inside the 10, so it's 2nd and goal.
Timeout. Nope. It's a hand signal. My apologies.
Back to pass. Looks right. Steps up in the pocket. Throws left. Incomplete. It was a little low.
Yeah, that ball
baseball standards, I guess you could say.
For Jivion Sales, and that thing had some Brett Favre mustard on it, man. He threw that slant route, and he threw that with authority. I don't know if it popped in and out of his hands or it was a little low, but number 12 in black and gold can spin it, man. I'll tell you that right now.
There you see on our Jeffco Ed TV scoreboard, 2:42 remaining. We're just still in the first quarter. Spartans scored first, but the Indians answered immediately, but could not make good on their PAT. 7-6, and there's a look at the Hawaiian sophomore, number 12, Hooper. Back to pass. He's just looking all the way left. He throws into the back of the end zone. He could not get his foot down. What a great effort by Bevel. As he's done it once again. He almost had his 4th or 5th catch.
Again, trying to throw to the back pylon as our camera. No, that's a good call. Clearly out of bounds.
Yeah.
But every single time 12 drops back to pass, you know Bevel's going to be one of the guys he's looking for. They line him up all over the field. X, Y, Z. He'll play any position, run any route. When you have that kind of trust between a quarterback and his receiver, that can lead to a special connection as we get ready for a 4th down.
Yep, 4th and goal at the 6-yard line. Hooper.
No field goal unit on the field.
No. Hooper rolling towards your side. Throws on the run into the end zone. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. And there you have Bevel once again. Wow. You know, we came in here, Sales was the guy.
Yeah, that Quentin Johnson, I believe, number 6 is the one who makes this reception. Let's look again. Yeah, it's Bevel 5, so that'd be 6 right there.
There
That's
you go.
Johnson.
That's Quentin Johnson, the junior, and a nice catch. And my bad there, Quentin, you and your family. Point after. Where Gio will come on.
Again, the ability to roll to your left and still turn your body, plant, and make a throw on time and accurately. Elston Hooper is a baller, man.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. Now, let's see if the Indians respond, and we will on the other side of this break on Jeffco Ed TV.
Introducing the brand new app for Jefferson County Schools. This is the home screen. Tap the 3 horizontal lines in the bottom left to see all the menu items. To turn on push notifications, tap Settings, select Notification Preferences, and Allow Notifications. Tap Subscriptions to subscribe to your school. The Events section shows a list of events throughout the school. You can use this button to add an event to your calendar, or tap here. The feed is where you'll find updates from administration about what's going on throughout the school. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket.
And here's the kick with Tio.
Got an absolutely beautiful sunset tonight here in Pleasant Grove as the cheerleaders, they're in mid-season form despite it only being week 1.
Well, is that our first?
That's our first and hopefully our last for quite a while. Again, if you don't know, last week we called Fultondale and Mortimer Jordan, and I am not exaggerating when I say this. Matt is my witness. 39 penalty flags in that game.
And we have 2:31 remaining in the first quarter and just our first, so.
We'll take that. We can, if they average 1 a quarter, I'm perfectly
with
set
that.
with that.
Where Tio will tee it up. He has made both of his point afters, and he's been kicking pretty high and somewhat short just inside the 30. We'll see what he does here. Feel it at the 32, the far boundary. Trying to make a little running room. Darius, check that.
I think Chris Osborne's got a report for us down on the sideline.
Let's go.
So, guys, 5A, 3A, it doesn't matter. The Spartans are showing no fear, and they're also showing how they put up 41 points last week. Hooper is the quarterback. Javion Sales, the receiver. Guys, they have a high-powered offense, and Pinson's going to have to find a way to get them stopped.
Indians with great field position. You see the guys in black, that's Pleasant Grove. In white, it's Pinson Valley, and they've got the ball at the 43-yard line.
Look how far off the corners are playing. That's an interesting defensive look. They're willing to concede the stuff underneath, which I think Pinson Valley is going to be perfectly happy to take that early on. After getting beat over the top, you can tell the defensive assignment for these Pleasant Grove Spartans are nothing behind you.
They'll give him 2, stepped out of bounds right there at the 45-yard line. Play fake. Howard pulls it down. Now he wants to run. He is out of bounds, no gain.
It's been a few plays today for Pinson Valley that look like they're broken by the time the ball hits the quarterback's mitts. Still a nice job to make sure to not take a tackle for loss or take a sack there. Still going to set up a 3rd and long, and you got to imagine they're going to go to the air here.
Yeah, it's a big play for Pleasant Grove's defense.
And if we know they're going to the air, that means Pleasant Grove's edge rushers know that. I expect them to pin their ears back and rush the passer.
Whoop.
Uh-oh.
You jinxed us. That looked to me like Pleasant Grove jumped off. Yeah. Maybe not even one. Yeah. Boy, that gives them a lot of hope from a 3rd and 8 to a 3rd and 3. It gives Howard even more options.
It opens up the playbook. If you're Darrell Fuqua, you don't like to see that out of your veteran defense.
Howard's just going to take it left in, cuts up. Wow. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That should be a 1st down.
Again, the toughness that Howard's put on display tonight. As a 5A quarterback at a program that's produced NFL quality quarterbacks, of course, Pinson Valley, the alum, or I should say the school of Bo Nix. You got to be tough. There's a proud tradition at this school when it comes to playing the quarterback.
Howard
position.
under pressure, now pulls up, throws. He's got another man deep. Oh, it's broken up. It looked like it was caught and then broken up, but just in time for it to be made incomplete.
Really nice play there.
That was Manyweather. And a nice strip by the DB on that side.
Again, the secondary is on alert right now for Pleasant Grove because Howard has proven, as Darrell Fuqua there trying to bark assignments from the sidelines, that Howard's proven on any play he's a threat to go all the way and take a shot deep downfield.
2nd and 10. Clap. Howard, inside handoff. Running room on the left side as Pickett and Maxwell open up holes. And that's the little man, Giles, the freshman,
encouraging signs for this offense. They're gaining positive yardage on first and second down. They're not going backwards, and that makes third down very manageable here.
35. Giles again.
Second effort, I don't think he got there.
He did not. I think it's going to be, they'll need a yard and a half from this vantage point. I would most imagine the way they've been able to move the football, they're going to go for it here. Raymond Howard, quarterback, the junior. Really tight formation.
And a timeout.
Yep. Timeout. Pleasant Grove. We'll hold it right here. Let's check.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Let's check out tomorrow night's big game that we got coming up. The Anniston Bulldogs are going to travel to Minor to take on their Tigers. Tigers were not in action last week in week 0, so this will be their home opener. Again, a little double dip action for you here on Jeffco Ed TV. You got Pleasant Grove and the Pinson Valley tonight. Tomorrow, won't you join us in Minor for a battle between the Cats and the Dogs? Anniston Minor. Pre-game coverage gets started at 6:30. Kickoff just after 7 p.m.
The interesting part of that is Anniston went to the finals last year and lost, and in Minor took their head coach. So Coach Jackson will be.
I think we got another encroachment on the defense. 55.
And that's enough for a first down. They'll move the sticks. I wonder if Howard has changed his cadence just a bit.
I'll tell you what, that's a smart quarterback manipulating the defense with his snap count, and it got him 10 free yards in that drive alone.
Well, it's fourth down. They were trying to clog the line. There's a handoff left side. There'll be 5 yards on that carry. Could have been a quarterback Howard again on the carry. No, they swapped in, and that was Aiden Agee.
A lot of Aidens on this Pinson Valley team.
Two-started linebacker. And there he is again. That's Agee trying to get wide. That is not going to happen, as he is absolutely swarmed by James Whitaker. There you look at him.
Both these teams willing to play guys on both sides of the football. Agee, a natural linebacker. He's just a junior. He already stands at 6 foot, 206 pounds. And that took an awful lot of Spartans to bring him to the ground, bringing up third and about 5 or 6.
And he's still in snap formation, and they got him to move again. Or that is certainly what Agee thinks.
That's the way they're moving.
There you see it.
Trying to get a look at Fuquay, who certainly can't be happy about 3 encroachments. Again, they had him in 3rd and long 2 or 3 separate times on this drive alone, and because of the snap count issues, they've been able to make it 3rd and 4th and manageable multiple times.
Well, and now it's got him 3rd and 1. Snap over the head. Howard's got the football. No, let's check that. That's Agee once again, and that is going to lose more than a handful of yards, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Boy, that's a tough play offensively.
Now, you love to be able to use a big, bruising Wildcat back, but some of the issues when you do that, the center quarterback exchange, even in its shotgun situation, isn't as consistent as they're having their normal quarterback and Raymond Howard in. And I think we're going to head to a little timeout break. Matt, what do you say?
There's another number 19, Grace, on the tackle. He runs the football. I don't know. He'll serve concessions at halftime. All right, that's the end of the first quarter. The Spartans up 14-6 on Jeffco Ed TV.
Hello, Jeffco Ed family. I'm Dr. Beth Miller. This school year, we are thrilled to offer free breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students enrolled in in-person learning. As a community eligibility provision district, we encourage all families to take advantage of this opportunity. Our child nutrition program is devoted to providing healthy and nutritious meals to help fuel our students for a day of learning and growth. We encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity so we can continue to provide in future years.
Can you see all right? All right, we're back Home of the Spartans, Pleasant Grove High School here in Jefferson County, facing Jefferson County foe, Pinson Valley. It is 14-6. The Indians have a huge decision coming up here, Johnny Conger.
You know, if the extra point attempt is any indication, I do not believe a field goal is in order here, and it's too close to punt. So at 4th and 9, down a score, I feel like you might as well roll the dice and go for this, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
That's how they'll open the second quarter of play. Play fake. There's the pass. It is complete to the 22-yard line, caught by Juju Foreman, who had the touchdown earlier. But that doesn't it is enough for the first down. They're moving the sticks.
We've seen a handful of 4th down conversions already in this football game, and they're going right back to it.
Raymond Howard back in at quarterback, handoff right side, bouncing outside, still on his feet. A host of black jerseys will finally take him down. I think it's forward progress right at the 13-yard line.
You know, both teams have proven they have go-to guys, Bevel in black and gold, and then for Pinson Valley, Juju Foreman, you need to know where he is on the field on every single play.
2nd and 7. Quarterback keeper to the 10 as Howard twists his way down. It'll be 3rd and short.
We got an injured Spartan on the field trying to get off under his own power.
I believe they did stop the clock as well. And let's talk a little bit about baccalaureate.
Oh, yeah, the baccalaureate program. You want to talk about impressive for Jeff Co-Ed TV. This is a really, really cool thing. They've been named the #1 middle school in the state of Alabama by U.S. News and World Report. The school draws top students from all over the district. And again, they're about to start a couple athletic programs in the coming years. So super cool stuff going on here in Jefferson County.
Back to action. Spartans need a couple. They'll get a couple and then some. Powering his way down to the 1-yard line, and he'll come up short. Boy, that's a power running back right there.
Wow. Again, it's the quarterback, Howard,
again,
that quite literally is putting the team on his back right now. Not just his team, but the opponent as well.
That time, they fake to Giles. The quarterback, Howard, will keep it, and he is stacked up at about the 1-foot line. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd, I think, less than a yard. I wonder who's going to carry this ball. It's been Howard's drive. They're going to let him try to finish it off and punch it in for 6.
They give it to the second man through, the quarterback being first. Touchdown, Spartans.
Michael Giles says, hey, Howard, thanks for getting me down to the 1-yard line. I'll do the rest. Was able to get right between the defensive end and the defensive tackle. And we got ourselves a football game, Matt Coulter. Both teams throwing haymakers early on. And if you're Pinson Valley and you're a fan or an alumni or someone that cares about this program, you are breathing a collective sigh of relief, because after not even sniffing the end zone a week ago, here in the first half, you're already in the end zone twice against a very good and capable Pleasant Grove defense.
And you got to figure that Pinson Valley's going to go for 2. We will find out for certain as they have called timeout here. The Spartans have. Jeff Co-Ed TV.
We're Pinson Valley High School, promoting achievement, respect, and success. We're Jeff Co-Ed strong. Fear the spear, go Indians.
Hey, what a wonderful seesaw affair we have going on here as the Indians have just scored. It's been touchdown, Spartans, touchdown, Indians, touchdown, Spartans, touchdowns, Indians. And let's see what the Indians do here as they're going for 2 and try and tie it up. Walking. I'm talking walking into the end zone Aiden, AG, we got a tie ball game, Johnny.
I've been really impressed tonight how both offensive lines have risen to the occasion. A nice seal block there. And AG just walks in. I don't even know if he was touched, Matt. And we got a tie football game.
Well, you're going to have to credit the right side of the line. That's Thomas as the center. Then you got Kayshawn Horn and Daniel Means on the right side. And you're right. I don't think they laid a glove on him.
You know, again, the week 0 performance, I hate to keep harking back on it, was so disappointing from both an offensive and defensive standpoint. But to pick yourself up, come on the road on a home opener for a program like Pleasant Grove, go down a score early, go down another score here in the second quarter, and respond both times. It's a testament to the belief of this team playing under Coach Cola Francisco, and it all starts with the quarterback in Howard, who's been a man amongst boys today, looking for contact, not running from it.
I'll tee up the football right at the 40-yard line.
You know how I know he's tough on the roster? Raymond Howard, the quarterback, listed not just a QB, but also as a linebacker.
Yeah.
So you know he's not afraid to get his nose dirty.
Here's the kick. Oh. Pleasant Grove fumbles it, rolls up to the 25-yard line.
And things could have gone pretty bad there for Pleasant Grove. Again, special teams. Anytime where you retain the ball after a special teams play and your offense is walking on the field is always a good thing.
I tell you what, Pinson Valley feels the momentum, and you could see it when the white jersey Indians came onto the field. They were hopping and jumping. I'm not sure you're seeing the same thing from the Spartans.
Yeah, they've been humbled in this first half. Again, they saw how many points they put up last week in a 1-point loss to a good Aniana team. There might have been a thought that this could have gotten away from us early on. It's been anything but. Pinson Valley, a prime program, fighting back.
Quick snap, out of the flat, the 30, 35-yard line. Up, that ball is loose. It's on the carpet. Oh, the Indians won it but did not get it. Excuse me, the Spartans wanted it.
Wow, let's see if his knee was down here. The play fake, the screen, into the hands of the Spartans. And I'm not sure if his knee was down or not. Lucky enough, they got the football back.
And they got the first down.
Again, that's Colin Craver on the catch, and fumble, able to get the ball back. And again, this is when having a quarterback like Hooper is so important, because he's got to calm down his offense and by default the rest of his football team, because as you just mentioned, Matt, you can feel the pendulum of momentum swing in the favor of the Indians.
36-yard line, 1st and 10. Back to pass the Spartans. That's Hooper once again. He is going to be sacked back at the 35-yard line. Charging through. Let's look at the replay.
Came out of nowhere. That's number 22 for Pinson Valley. That's Maura Rose, the senior linebacker, 6'2", 206 pounds.
They got Mo Rhodes. Drops it back. 36, where it'll be 2nd down and 10.
All roads lead to the quarterback on that play right there.
Yeah.
Again, this is when I want to see Hooper take control. Again, only a sophomore, an underclassman. He needs to show maturity in this moment.
And he'll hand it the up back. That's Walker. He doesn't get much.
Yeah, Carlos Johnson, that linebacker, again, another senior, making sure that this Pleasant Grove offense that was humming on the prior 2 drives has come to a stall, and now you got a big 3rd and 8.
Yep. And we'll go back to Mo Rhodes and Mo momentum, because it is definitely shifted. And it's the visitors that have taken control for momentum, but we still have a tie ball game and a good one. It's 14-14.
Bringing some pressure. No, they dropped the defensive line, trying to confuse the quarterback.
He wants to go deep. Hooper looking deep, throws deep, completed the 20-yard line, and out of it. We finally heard from Javion Sales.
Now, Pleasant Grove trying to throw some exotic looks at the quarterback. They dropped the 3 interior rushers, trying to disguise the blitz. They drop back, and Hooper doesn't care. He's going for Sales, and they connect for, I believe, the first time tonight. And that's the exact kind of play you need to thwart momentum.
Yeah, this is a guy that had 263 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns, and with 8:08 left in the first half, he just touched the ball. Inside, handoff, right side.
Ball's out.
Up. Grace fumbled. It looks like the guys in white recover, but let's wait for the official mark.
Again, Grace would like to say his knee was down. We're still waiting for an official ruling from a referee. No. Oh, that ball is out. Of course, we do not have the ability to go to replay. The referees don't, although our great camera crew all over that. That should be Pinson Valley football.
Yep. It was close, though. I mean, let's give a benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
But we have slow motion replay.
That's right.
And as you astutely noted, that was a fumble. 2nd and 6. Spartans right side, just charging forward to about the 11-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and very short.
Darius Smith, the more seniors that litter this defense for Pinson Valley, you can understand that this is a proud group that's played a lot of football together. And Pleasant Grove has scored on their first 2 drives, and Pinson Valley is looking to change that here with about 6:50 to play here in the second quarter.
3rd and a short 2. Walker is your tailback. Hooper will take the snap. Fake to Walker.
Wow.
Hooper on the run, goes one way, then the other. He's going to pass into the end zone, got a man open, tiptoes in. Touchdown, Spartans.
That's Johnson again. I mean, one of the cardinal sins of a quarterback is to turn your back to the defense, but don't tell that to Elston Hooper. Whoop, look at that.
He just did a 360.
Little pirouette. Good job on Johnson, continuing to run his route, throws his right hand up, says, I'm wide open, Hoop, come get me.
Well, he made a lot of his time, you know.
And again, that's playing the quarterback position. Sure, a lot of guys would have had one read, tucked it, and tried to run for the touchdown. Instead, Hooper keeps his eyes open, and that's why he's going to have a lot of Division I offers in a year or two.
Great job by the holder. Did he get it down and up? Yes. And Portillo Ramos up and good, and here's the other side. Is this a C or is this a saw? I know what the score is. It's 21-14, homestanding Spartans lead on Jeffco Ed TV. There's a good look. The PG for Pleasant Grove. The logo at the top portion of your screen, top right, that's Jeffco Ed TV.
Again, these are 2 programs that are used to making deep postseason runs. And in the case of Pinson Valley winning state championships, and in the case of Pleasant Grove knocking on the door oh so many times. Now, they've fallen on some not lean years, I don't want to say, but they're not to the point where they're competing for championships every year. But make no mistake about it, these are 2 programs that produce really quality football players. And you're seeing a heck of a game so far in the first half tonight, Matt.
This has been a whole lot of fun. 6:26 remaining in the first half. And the Indians will come right back, try and tie this thing up.
Again, it almost is sundown here. And really, considering that we're still in August, as far as heat, we're not dealing with anything we were in week 0. It's been a rather pleasant evening.
Pleasant Grove, the homestanding Spartans. In dark, white, you've got Pinson Valley.
And again, Pleasant Grove, who scored 41 points a week ago, It wasn't as pretty on that drive as it was in the first two, but they have now scored on every possession, and not just scored, they've gotten 6.
Portillo will kick it off. Boy, short, high. You got to get that quick. Ball's loose. Covered up at the 33-yard line. We got to see an official's mark. Is it white or black? Well, they got on the football.
Now this is a neat trick if you can do it. The little pooch kick arrived right into the arms of the Pinson Valley Indian right as he was getting hit. I mean, that ball had so much loft under it. It was like a pitching wedge. It popped right up, and there's a chance. I don't know if Pleasant Grove could have caught that. I mean, that ball seemingly floated in the air for a couple seconds.
Well, inside handoff once again, grinding out 3 or 4.
Again, continuing to go north and not south on these first and second downs and getting positive yardage. So when you are inevitably put in a 3rd or 4th down situation, it's far more manageable than 3rd and long.
Howard hands off. Up the middle they go again. It's going to be 3rd and very short. Hand off to McKinney, the senior running back. He's getting some carries here.
Again, we've seen some close calls on fumbles today. We have yet to have an actual turnover in this football game.
Up the middle, McKinney, more than enough for the first down. He gets close to the 50-yard line.
Again, on both sides, the offensive line. Oh, we got Chris Osborne on the sideline real quick. Chris, what's going on?
Just tell me when. All right, guys, so being on the sideline, you hear some interesting things. So that last touchdown was actually a busted play. You might have been able to tell it from up top, but down here I talked to the offensive coach, and he said that absolutely was busted play, and the running back was not where he was supposed to be. And he was very upset. Back to you guys up top.
I've seen that before. Hey, but we scored. Yeah, but you're out of position. Oh, running right at you up the sideline. That's McKinney again, who suddenly exploded at tailback.
Yeah, per Chris's report, they don't ask how, they just ask how many. And in the case of Pleasant Grove, there's 21 points on the scoreboard after 3 possessions. But every single time you think Pleasant Grove is going to start running away with this, Raymond Howard's got something to say with his Pleasant Grove offense.
Yeah, and he was on the carry, not McKinney. Howard under pressure. Now he's going to loft it long, flag inside the 10. We're going to get pass interference as it was intended for Juju Foreman.
It very well might be pass interference, but it felt like a little bit of a bailout. I don't feel like Raymond Howard even knew where that ball was going. He was throwing that thing blind. He threw that up on a wing and a prayer, and it appears he's going to get a call out of it.
Well, we shall soon see. It would be a huge break for Pinson Valley if that's the way it's going.
Again, you look at the left side of this Pinson Valley Indian line. Trent Pickett's a junior. Jamarcus Maxwell. Oh, wow.
Holding.
Offsetting.
Pass interference. Let's reset.
You know, we were spoiled last week. The referee had a microphone, but maybe that led to all the penalties being called. They like the sound of his own voice.
Yeah.
I prefer this.
Well, let's go back to a 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Howard looks to the sideline. See what Coach Cola wants to do. He gets behind Thomas and then backs out. And he'll keep it behind the running back. Yard, 2, 3, 4. Actually points to somebody. Was he trying to get him to block? But he's going to get a nice game there on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down, about 5.
Again, when all else fails, run around the left side. Pickett and Maxwell, the left tackle and the left guard, a junior and a senior. Clearly the preferred running lane for Howard tonight.
McKinney checks back in. That's him at running back. He's just going to get a couple. Clock continues to roll. Under 5 to go.
And they continue to go fast, man. You see some of these linemen are hands on their hips. They're a little gassed as they're in a 2-point stance.
That's McKinney, right side.
Ball's out.
That ball is out. And it looks like Pinson Valley has jumped back on it. But how many? That's nope. It is Pinson Valley that jumped on it. No, let's check that. The Spartans got it. It's been on the turf a bunch of times here in the first half. That is the first time the opposition has covered it up. And
Exxon Bolton.
Exxon or Zion?
Zion, Exxon. It's spelled X-I-O-N. Zion Bolton.
Ball will be between the 33 and the 32-yard line. Huge break for the Spartans.
And that's too bad if you're a Pinson Valley supporter, because once again, you were gaining ground and being able to run the football.
Here comes quarterback once again. Nice Hooper. Complete.
Matt, if this passing attack looks this prolific in week 1, what's it going to look like in a month and a half? You know what I mean?
There's Elston Hooper, a sophomore from Hawaii.
From the Big Island.
He was there less than a year ago. He said in our pregame chat 7 months ago he was eating Spam for dinner.
Wrapped in seaweed.
Sounds wonderful.
I don't think they have sweet tea in Hawaii.
Second down, 5. That pass, just a gun. It is complete across the 50, and he'll tell you it is a first down. That's Craver again. Well, he's got several catches, doesn't he?
Again, he makes that mesh look so easy. Decides to pull it, throws it right into the breadbasket of his receiver. And again, for a guy that's only a sophomore, his processing ability is years beyond what he is. He looks like a senior.
Yeah. Plays like a senior. I don't even think he's driving yet, man, unless it's a permit. There's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Gets some good blocking in the interior. Takes a shot. And he'll get about half of what he needs for the first down. On the catch, Walker again.
Again, it feels like they're more comfortable with Jamari Walker in the middle of the field, and once they get into the red zone, they rely on Jamal Grace. We got a timeout.
And we'll take one as well with the Spartans up on Jeffco Ed TV, 21-14.
Certainly we need more drivers, but we need folks more than that who want to make a difference.
It's the best job in the world. Bus drivers are doing a tremendous job in receiving kids each day with a smile, sending them home each day with a smile, making a difference in their lives.
Most bus drivers are there to invest in the children as well as to gain an investment for themselves. They were excited that you're interested in being a bus driver trainer. The potential is great about changing lives.
All right, back here on Jeffco Ed TV. 3:34 remaining in the first half of play. Spartans lead at 21-14, and they have the ball inside the Indians' territory. They want to set up the slip screen, and works once twice, breaks another tackle, but he is not going to get inside the 45-yard line as black jersey after black, as white jersey after white jersey stood him up.
Yeah, again, there's gang tackling, hats on hats to the ball. Kids don't like to wrap up as much these days as they did back in the day. Nonetheless, they still plaque plenty of a punch. Plenty of a punch. That's a tongue twister.
All right, they'll mark it at the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8. We've just gone under the 3-minute mark. Elston Hooper, your sophomore quarterback. Takes the snap, wants to throw, does so quickly on the quick end. Breaking a tackle. That's Craver again.
Yeah, again, between Craver and Bevel and Sales and Johnson, there just seems to be an endless supply of Spartan receivers that Hooper has to choose from. And again, he's putting them in good positions as we look at a 4th and very short here.
It is maybe just a tad over a yard, and we've got a whistle.
Oh, that's going to be encroachment on the defense.
That's against the Indians, and it's going to give the Spartans a first down. Big time play right there. Big-time
Again,
mistake.
that's the third time tonight an encroachment penalty has led to a first down. It happened twice to Pleasant Grove. This time it bites Pinson Valley. Just simple mental mistakes that you can't have that really cost your team.
Allowed to move it inside the 35. We'll call it the 34-yard line where it is 1st and 10 all over again.
It's another one.
He tried to pull them off again, did Elston Hooper.
Manipulating the defense with the snap count.
Handoff, little man Walker, he's on the handoff, hold the right side. He got the better part of 10 yards, probably 8 on the carry.
Again, every time they give Walker a dive up the middle, it just feels like he's a step or two from really breaking away at the second level. Speed is his game. And again, that thunder and lightning combination of Walker and Grace, a devastating 1-2 punch for this Pleasant Grove offense that seemingly scores every time they touch the football.
It looked like Walker checked out.
Looks like Pleasant Grove's going to try to score and not leave a lot of time on the scoreboard.
Hooper throws into the end zone. Man's open. Touchdown, Spartans. Sails from 27 yards out.
Again, what can Elston Hooper do? We've seen him throw the long ball. We've seen him throw short intermediate routes. And here he puts phenomenal touch onto the ball. Snaps that off. They call that a seed. And that's a receiver that knows a thing or two about getting in the end zone. Sails.
Yeah, he did 3 times last week and had 263 yards.
With $1:15 to play in the first half, that's not leaving a lot of time for Pinson Valley, who likes to methodically work their way down the field through the run game.
Michael Portillo Ramos with the point after. It's low. It's a line drive. What matters is they extended their arms up. The officials mark it as good. It is 28-14. Let's see if the Indians can come back on Jeffco Ed TV.
Welcome to Pleasant Grove High School. It's a great day to be a Spartan. Here at Pleasant Grove High School, we are Jeffco Ed Strong.
Johnny, it's the first time either team has led by more than a touchdown.
And again, every single time Pleasant Grove has touched the football, Hooper's taken them down the field methodically. And that's why it's 28-14 in favor of the home team. And it was that fumble that really killed Pinson Valley. And to be honest with you, Matt, it was that missed call. And again, I'm not getting on the official because it was a bang-bang play. It was close. We're lucky up here in the booth. We have the benefit of replay. But it was that fumble that should have rightfully been Pinson Valley's ball that did not go their way. A play later, Hooper pirouettes, throws a touchdown. And now it feels like they're just an unstoppable machine offensively.
There you look inside Pinson Valley and now Pleasant Grove. And the turnover bug led to that one. And it certainly bit hard and very deep for Pinson Valley last week. They had 3 or 4 turnovers that led to 21 points. And let's see if they can't answer here before the half.
I hate to sound like John Madden in Super Bowl 36. I would not risk things here. You don't want things to go from bad to worse. Already down 2 scores, getting ready to go into halftime.
Well, he didn't take long at all.
And he didn't take my advice.
That's Juju Foreman, the deuce right there. I thought he had enough for the first down. So does our production crew. Handoff right side. Big hole. Big man running through. That's Giles. The little freshman just took a shot.
My goodness, he took an absolute lick right about midfield as the clock sticks at 1:04 as it rolls after the first down was awarded.
They're just shy of midfield. Now they're at midfield. Probably use a timeout here with 55 seconds remaining. Now it continues to run. They are in Pleasant Grove territory by almost a yard.
Again, I've been so impressed with Howard tonight.
Yeah. Oh, in and out of the hands. Raymond Howard's pass was right there, Johnny.
Again, under 45 seconds to play, 41 ticks on the clock here in the first half. Pinson Valley's offense has really started to find a groove as long as they can hold on to the football. It appears they can put points on the board. It's just going to be difficult to keep up with Pleasant Grove.
Howard's going to fling it again. Now he moves up in the pocket, stops, he throws. In and out of the hands of the defensive back. He could have picked that pass off.
Yeah, big
That's
number
Arnold.
9, Brandon Arnold. Oh, the outstretched right arm. If he was able to haul that in, that would have been the first interception of the night for Pleasant Grove. Again, we're looking at 35 seconds to go, 4th and long. And I think right now if I was Pinson Valley, I'd punt this football and play to fight another day in the second half, I should say.
I would agree with you, Johnny.
But you know what I've found out oftentimes in my 10-plus years being around high school football and covering it? Punters, kickers, a lot of times the coaches don't trust them. And in obvious situations where in a big-time college game or in the NFL, you'd say, oh, kick it here, punt it here. It's not always the case. Let's see what Cola Francisco decides to dial up over on that Pinson Valley sideline.
Well, you certainly don't want to give the Spartans enough time to try and shoot it back down the field because we all know Hooper can do that. The kicker and punter is number 41, the junior Javier Valle. And we saw earlier his place kicking was not exactly spot on.
Let's see. It doesn't appear that they're lined up to punt the ball. Doesn't mean the quarterback won't cupcake pooch punt it.
Howard to the line. Shift the receiver from the bottom of the top, you see. Snap. Play fake. He's going to, on the run, he's going to be sacked.
That's Grace.
For a 2-yard loss. Grace.
Yep. And again, not only do you not pick up the first down, but with 28 seconds to go or a timeout or two, you're going to give Pleasant Grove a shot with a quarterback who's proven he's got an arm more than capable of taking a shot at the end zone.
Yeah, and he's got receivers. I mean, how many numbers have we called? Braver, Grace, Sales, Johnson's caught several. But Velez as well. Aren't you expecting him to chunk it?
I would. Why not? You got nothing to lose.
48-yard line, 1st and 10. Hooper running right at you. Hooper throws off 1 foot, complete, the 35, the 30, and out of bounds at the 26-yard line. There's another catch by Bevell.
I'll tell you what, I know Sales came in with the big stat line, and Quentin Johnson's got 2 touchdowns. I think Bevell's been my favorite receiver tonight. Big body, strong hands, and every single time that Hooper's been in distress, he's made sure to find number 5.
Boy, they didn't take but just a few seconds off. 1st down and 10 from the 27, 20 seconds left. Plenty of time for the sophomore, Elston Hooper.
Got to credit to this PG offensive line. They didn't have the world's greatest game in week 1. They've played much better tonight.
Hooper steps up on the run, throws off his back foot into the end zone. He dropped the football.
Yeah, that'd be Caden Sanders. Had his mind on a touchdown celebration, more than rounding it in. But my goodness gracious, watching Elston Hooper play football, this is a name that's going to be known not just throughout Jefferson County, but the state of Alabama. Because I've seen a lot of quarterbacks in the Birmingham Metro in the last 5 years since I've been here. And as only a sophomore to have the command of the offense that he does, he's a special, special talent at the quarterback position.
Yeah, it's one thing to be able to get in the pocket and throw to designated patterns, but it's another to be accurate on the run. It's incredibly hard to do.
And it's hard to coach that stuff, the instinct that he's shown.
See what he does here. Hooper under pressure. He's going to throw it away. Does he have a man open? He had potential, a catch down at the 7-yard line. Pretty good defense there.
Matt, how many times has Hooper dropped back to pass in this first half alone? Somewhere close to 20, if not north of it at this point. Here he rolls to his left, stops, plants his feet, and is able to throw back across his body and give his receiver a shot. I mean, you don't see sophomores do this.
That took some time, though, scrambling around. 7 seconds remaining, 3rd and 10. Ball is at the Indians' 27-yard line. Spartans trying to go up by more than 2 TDs. Play fake. Hooper. He's got pressure. Hooper's on the run. Hooper's at the 20. This will be the last play of the half, barring a penalty. He's at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Elston Hooper can do it with his legs.
Elston Hooper, you are sick, my man. A 27-yard walk-off touchdown to end the half. I thought it might have been called back for a blindside block. They did not throw the flag on the field. Oh, my goodness. And he can keep on running to the locker room because that's going to be your half after this extra point. 34-14 in favor of the Hometown Spartans. Wow.
Michael Portillo will attempt his 5th point after. That one of the more traditional variety is up and it's through. And that's the end of the first half of play. A second quarter dominated by the Spartans. They lead at 35-14, and we'll be talking with Coach Fuqua in just a minute as soon as Chris Osborne can catch up with him. But it was back and forth, and then it went bam, bam, bam.
He's going to be a happy coach, my goodness. A lot of times you get coaches straight off the sideline, and they're not having the greatest time. I think that Darrell Fuqua is going to be the happiest coach in Central Alabama tonight after watching his young quarterback just do that.
Well, and the most disappointed might be Coach Cola, because that's not the way you want the half to end.
No.
There were several problems, several mistakes made.
And, of course, our Chris Osborne on the sideline right now trying to track down the head coach of the Pleasant Grove Spartans. And, again, Fuqua was a running back at UAB, one of their best. Being able to coach a talent like Elston Hooper, the sky's the limit for this Pleasant Grove offense. Oh, it appears we're going to talk to the head coach of the Pinson Valley Indians. We got our Chris Osborne is down there with Cola Francisco.
All right, Coach, I know that's not the way you want to end the half, but what are you going to do?
Well, we got to tackle. It's real simple. 2 turnover and 2 fumbles and that play right there. All we got to do is tackle, and all we got to do is hold on to the football. We'll run the football at will when we want, but we can't have a fumble. And that really flipped the momentum right there. So we're going to go back and regroup in this half. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, and it's going to be a totally different second half.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach. All right, guys, you heard it. Pinson's got to try to find a way to get back in. Right now, about to take the field are the Marching Chiefs from Pinson Valley.
Greetings, my name is Cassandra Scales. I'm the drum major here at Pinson Valley High School. Me and the band have been working really hard on our show. Our show theme this year is a world tour. We're basically going around the world exploring different cultures and genres of music. For example, we have our mariachi band. They'll be representing Hispanic culture and heritage, and I'm really looking forward for this season. Go Chiefs.
Drum major, is your band ready? We now present the pride of the valley, the Pinson Valley Marching Chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, the marching chiefs.
That was the Pinson Valley Marching Band as we get ready for the Pleasant Grove Spartan Band. Quick halftime score update from one of the biggest games in the state. It's Clay Chalkville trailing Thompson 20-7. Let's hear from the Spartan Band.
Hello, my name is Kelsey Seals, and I'm the band captain at Pleasant Grove High School. These are some of our other leaders. Our field show theme this year is Cookout. We've picked multiple R&B, rap, soul songs. We hope you enjoy the show.
The Pleasant Grove Marching Spartan Band serenading their hometown Spartan fans with some great halftime tunes. Again, the score currently stands Pleasant Grove 35, Pinson Valley 14. About 5 minutes until we kick it off here in the second half. Don't you go anywhere. You are watching the Jeffco Ed TV Game of the Week Thursday night edition. Welcome back to Pleasant Grove again, where the Spartans lead the visiting Indians 35-14. I'm joined once again by play-by-play man Matt Coulter. And Matt, that's as entertaining a final play of a half as you're going to see.
Quarterback who has thrown for 4 touchdown passes.
And then run for one.
And then he just takes off, not known for being extremely fleet of foot. And he really wasn't fleet of foot on that play. He just started dodging people, running around him, running to the left, and then he walked in from about the 10.
Again, there's certain guys with certain skill sets and talents that it looks a lot of times like it's varsity playing JV, and that's no disrespect to this Pinson Valley defense, who, especially early on, was able to limit the effectiveness of this Pleasant Grove offense. But if you're head coach Darrell Fuqua, you have to just be licking your chops on the potential of number 12 in black and yellow.
And he's just a sophomore. He is just an incredible talent, as we've seen quite a few from our nation's 50th state. He's from Hawaii. He was there 7 months ago. But, boy, glad to see him here at Pleasant Grove.
When did Hawaii become a quarterback factory? And you think of some of the bigger names that have played in college recently, all the way going back to, wasn't Jeremiah Masoli? You remember him, the Ole Miss and Oregon Duck? He was from the Big Island as well, I believe.
Well, I know that the first ever appearance by UAB in a bowl game, they went to the Hawaii Bowl. And UAB had a guy named Daryl Hackney who actually he was on the roster with the Denver Broncos a few years. And meanwhile, Hawaii had Tommy Chong.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny, they combined for over 1,000 yards passing.
In Hawaii. Well, if you were a native Hawaiian showing up to that one, you certainly got your money's worth watching some hometown guys absolutely slinging it. And, of course, here in the state of Alabama, everyone remembers Tua Tagovailoa, what he was able to do in that 2017 national championship against Georgia, coming in for Jalen Hurts and making that throw down the sideline to Devontae Smith on 2nd and 26. I mean, maybe one of the most iconic moments in the history of a program that has so many of them. And I know
And you know what? His little brother wasn't a bad quarterback either.
Talia at Thompson High School, played at Alabama, and Maryland playing for Coach Loxley. It appears that our Chris Osborne has Coach Fuqua on the sideline. Chris?
All right, Coach, you guys did a lot of things right, especially in those last 3 or 4 minutes, 3 scores. Tell me what you guys are going to do to keep your foot on the gas.
Right, so we just got to keep doing what we're doing, keep fighting, keep working. Defensively, we got to continue getting off the field on 3rd down. We gave up a few 3rd downs, so we just got to get off the field on 3rd down, and then obviously on offense, just keep finishing drives, put them away right here.
Your quarterback, pretty impressive, and he's got some good receivers to throw to.
Right, for sure. He's a heck of a player. The offensive line is giving him a lot of time to throw the ball, and so we just got to continue leaning on those guys, get the ball to our playmakers, and let them go.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck to you for the rest of the half.
Thank you. All
right, guys, you heard it. Back up to you.
All right.
Welcome to Pleasant Grove High School. It's a great day to be a Spartan. Here at Pleasant Grove High School, we are Jeffco Ed Strong.
There you see Spartans running on the field, and they also have command right here. It's 35-14, but we've seen the Indians make yardage and have long drives, and it resulted in a couple of touchdowns, but they turned it over, made a couple of mistakes, and it wasn't that long ago when we were finishing up the first quarter. This was a 14-14 game.
Again, it was a fumble and a missed call that went against Pinson Valley, and it's really allowed this thing to snowball in favor of Pleasant Grove. But that's what good teams do. They take advantage of breaks. They take advantage of opportunities. And when you have an offense that's humming quite like the Spartans, and again, I want to give some credit to the guys up front. Again, another upperclassman line. The left side, 2 juniors, and Dexter Nash and Ryan High. Malachi Williams, the senior center. And then on the right side, 2 more seniors in Lewis Baldwin and Jacoby Williams that have played a lot better tonight than they did week 1 over in Aniana.
And, you know, the coach also mentioned that he had some great work up front, but he also mentioned, I think, something that we should probably double down on, and that's the senior receiving core that he has. These guys have been catching balls here at Pleasant Grove for a really, really long time.
And it's just next man up. There's not one particular guy that he's favoriting, especially a guy like Bevel who's been so good. Craver's caught some big balls, and we all know how good Jivion Sale is. But before we kick it off here for the second half, why don't you join us tomorrow night? A little double dip for Jeffco Ed TV Game of the Week, our Friday night edition. The Anniston Bulldogs are going to get on a bus and drive to Minor for the Tigers season opener. Again, that coming up tomorrow night, pregame at 6:30. We'll kick that thing off at 7. You get football tonight, you get football tomorrow. It's football season here on Jeffco Ed TV.
All right. Indians will kick off. That means Javier Valle will tee it up. There you see him right in the middle of your screen at the 40-yard line. And Pleasant Grove, who has scored every time they touch the football, every time they've had a chance to put together a drive, if they do that here, it's going to be probably a long evening for Pinson Valley. Taking it to 25, coming your way, breaking one tackle, and then slammed by 2 Indians down at the 32-yard line. That was Sales on the return.
Yep, Matt, something I should have noticed at the end of the first half, not only did they score, but the double score is very much in effect with Pleasant Grove starting with the football here in the second half. To score in a walk-off fashion like the way they did, that's just got to be so demoralizing for a Pinson Valley defense that's already finding themselves down multiple scores in this football game.
Yeah, that was a challenging halftime. Let's just put it that way for Coach Colo. They'll mark it at the 37. It is 1st and 10. There's your guy, number 12, Elston Hooper, and he wants to throw quickly over the middle. Has a man open. That's Johnson with yet another catch.
Again, no rest for the weary. This Pinson Valley defense that's been on their heels all night long, and Elston Hooper's not going to let them off the hook. Quick little first down, and this thing just keeps moving along. If you're Pinson Valley, you have to imagine there's going to be some form of adjustment defensively because they've just been getting gashed in this one.
From the 44, it's 1st and 10, right up the middle. Hole closed in a hurry. He'll get 2, maybe 3. Walker on the carry.
I mean, this is why we play the game on grass or on turf, however you want to call it, but this is a Pleasant Grove offense that, Matt, is on pace to score 70 points tonight, and unless if they call off the dogs, I don't know who's going to stop them because they've made it look effortless, especially towards the end of that second quarter.
They'll give him 2. 2nd and 8. Hooper looks our way. Handoff, Walker. And he didn't get much there at all. He tried to break it outside, but that just was not happening.
Yeah, again, that's Caden Farley, a defensive lineman who I know Coach Cola is quite high on. Only a sophomore, stands at 6'2", 268. I can't imagine what kind of player he's going to be in a year or two when he fully grows into his body.
There's a look at Jamari Walker. He is the senior tailback for the Spartans. 3rd and 7. Dump it out into the flat nearest us, edging over the 45-yard line, and that will just be enough for a first down.
Again, sometimes I wish I could get like the old John Madden telestrator. These corners are so respecting Elston Hooper's arm that they're playing 7-8 yards off their receivers, and a lot of times being a quarterback is making smart decisions and just taking what the defense gives you. And in this case, armed with a 3-score lead, what's the rush? You want to take a check down? We'll check down all night.
And he ate up some play clock there. 1st and 10 from the 45 in Indians territory. Spartans with the football. That's Walker. He'll get 4.
Again, another player on this defense for Pinson Valley that has shown well tonight is one of the Aidens, but this time is Aiden Evans, junior linebacker who, again, has been in and around the football all night long. I believe is one of the players that forced the fumble earlier in the second quarter.
They've got Agee and Evans and Fitz, all Aidens, all starting on defense. All right, they'll give him 3, 2nd and 7. Ball spotted just inside the 42-yard line. Hooper with Walker flanked over his left shoulder. They'll give it to Walker. He is hitting the backfield. He manages to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
See, all night long, Hooper's made good decisions. This a rare miss. He should have pulled this football, and he knows it. He was looking to the sidelines, showing the motion of pulling both his arms to his stomach. If he did, he still might be running, Matt.
Good pickup, Johnny Congdon. Franklin with the tackle. (35-14). You see on our Jeff Coed TV scoreboard, just over 8 remaining. He's not getting out of that one. Elston Hooper dropped, and that's Latrell Showers, the junior defensive end. Wow.
Yeah, we talked earlier about not wrapping up. Not a problem there for Showers. able to get right around the shins of Elston Hooper. And for the first time tonight, it appears with a 4th and very, very long that Pinson Valley is going to get off the field. Oh,
this is exactly what the Indians need.
I believe we got a report from our sideline reporter, Chris Osborne. Chris, what's going on, man?
Guys, Pinson Valley's coach went by his players one by one and said one play at a time, and slapped them gently on the helmet. And you can see that that's paying off with this defensive stand right here. Back to you guys up top.
Portilla punts, ball inside the 25, then back outside the 25. It is covered up quickly by Dwight Williams. So let's see what the Indians can do, because this is exactly the way you want to start second half.
Well, they desperately needed a 3-and-out, maybe not the way they drew it up early on. However, when you're able to play that kind of shell coverage they are defensively, it's going to lead for your linebackers with more opportunities in the pass rush game. And that's exactly what we saw from Showers. And it's tackles for loss, and it's little pulses of momentum like that. And we've seen an aspect of this game where Pinson Valley took over. Can they find a way to get back in it down multiple scores?
Handoff right side on a 1st and 10. Might have gotten half a yard.
Again, we talk about momentum being a funny thing in a world where we're so analytically driven and analytics determine so much of what we do in sports. Sometimes you could just feel momentum swings.
Ingram has checked in at running back. He just got that carry for a yard. It's 2nd and 9. There's a flag. Encroachment against Pleasant Grove. And that'll certainly help out the Indians. They'll go to 2nd and 4. Move the ball out to the 32. Handoff, right side. Looks like he might have gotten enough for the first down.
Now, Matt.
Ingram on the carry.
Pinson Valley has proven they can run the football, and they have moved the chains multiple times tonight. But down 35-14, I think they're going to have to start throwing the football a little bit.
Boy, they just decided they'd go with Ingram at running back. What has he had, 4 straight carries?
And if you're Pleasant Grove, you're okay with this right now. You're armed with a 3-score lead. You're willing to give up chunk plays across the middle when it comes to the run game, and you just want to make sure you don't allow big home runs.
Quick pass, far sideline, grabbing it along the boundary and headed up if he stayed in bounds. That'll be a first down for the Indians.
Again, it's been a little Jekyll and Hyde offensively for Pinson Valley, but I do think their front 5 has shown well today as they're right back at it. They're going fast, man.
Couple of yards up the gut. I believe they
McKinney.
went to McKinney, checked in, yeah.
We got a timeout here. They're going turbo speed.
Looks like the Indians might have called timeout. Or are we close enough for a heat timeout?
I'll tell you what, Pinson Valley didn't want it. Hey, let's take a real opportunity real quick to check out a really cool thing that's going on in Jefferson County. It's the International Baccalaureate School has just been named the #1 middle school in the state of Alabama by U.S. News and World Report. The school draws top students from all over the district and even outside of the district, led by Dr. Michael Clottinger. He's the principal. The past spring, JCIB opened up a new state-of-the-art campus in Fultondale. Again, this school is really something. They've received this honor 2 years in a row now, and JCIB will be launching several athletic programs this year, and we look forward to covering them on multiple sports here at Jeffco Ed TV. Congratulations, back-to-back, going for the three-peat next year.
Exactly. There's the moon. It's supposed to be a blood moon. I don't see any red or orange in it right there.
Blue moon or blood moon?
Blood moon, blue moon.
Tomato, tomato, potato,
I like
potato.
blue moon. I won't go any further on that. All right, back to action. No ball, the 39-yard line. 2nd down and 6 for the Indians. Looked like he faked. That play looked like it got blown up by the guys. They kind of just stepped on their own toes, didn't they?
That's Lester Pickett that ended up getting the best lick in there. Another broken play. Again, we've seen this a few times today from Pinson Valley's offense, and when you're trying to go up-tempo and speed, having tackles for loss and negative plays, it just derails what you're trying to do.
3rd and 8. Pass far boundary. Cuts back in. Got some running room along the sideline. That's Juju Foreman.
Juju Foreman has some real get up and go. Again, this is a guy that caught a long ball earlier, now proving effective in the screen game. He's by far their most effective receiver tonight.
Boy, they are on the go with the NASCAR. Right up the middle. That play will get 5. They keep alternating the running backs.
Again, when you see an offense go this fast, but also very much in love with the read option game, makes you think of some of those Gus Malzahn Auburn teams back in the day.
2nd and 5. Handoff up the middle. McKinney.
Oh, that's the quarterback. That's Howard who pulled it.
He kept the ball. Very close to first down yardage. In fact, they're just going to move the chains right now. 5 minutes remaining. Even though they're moving the football, clock is not on the side of the Indians. There's the freshman, Giles. He'll get 5 or 6 inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Good. Giles, only 5'10", $170. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but as a freshman, to be running with this kind of authority, it just shows you what a bright future he has. Uh-oh, there's a shoe. Someone lost a shoe.
Yep. That's the right side. And getting absolutely nowhere is Miles.
Who needs shoes? 65.
Is it a shoe or part of a jersey or?
That's Trent Pickett, who says, I'm tough as nails, man. I'm going to block you with 2 shoes, 1 shoes, no shoes. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss book.
I think he finally got it snugly back on, didn't he?
I will
You're
say,
right, it was good pickup.
We don't want to overanalyze everything, but when you got an offensive lineman moves in a shoe and you're trying to go fast.
They need 2. Howard, the quarterback keeper, down to the 5. It'll be 1st and goal.
He loses a shoe. I'm stepping on your toes. What's a foot? We'll find out on this first down, 1st and goal.
Pretty nice, substantial drive here.
And I got on them earlier. I said they should be throwing the ball. Well, they've just run the ball.
Look at that formation.
How many guys are on that defense right now?
And they give it to 7. That's AG. And I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't know if they had 11 guys. It seemingly felt when they were getting substituted that they had 13 men on the field.
AG lined up at the quarterback. And he may do that again. Here is the 2-point conversion by the Indians. They flip, then they try and toss. Looks like an incomplete pass. He picked it up like as a fumble. And Miles ran into the end zone, but it looked to me like on first glance, Johnny Congdon, that was an incomplete pass, if that. Well,
all right. Well, you know what? After that touchdown, you know what? Still, despite missing that 2-point conversion, Pinson Valley has given themselves a puncher's chance in this thing. Again, a methodical drive, and Coach Cola Francisco could say, Johnny Congdon, I'm the football coach, not you, because I really thought they should have been going to the air. But nope, they trusted their guys. Again, their offensive line has been the strength of this team outside of Howard and outside of Juju, who's been such a dynamic receiver for them. And here we are at a 2-score football game. They already got off the field once this half.
Right.
If they can get a 3-and-out here, who knows what's possible?
Well, they had the football for 9 minutes of that quarter,
Yeah.
did they not?
Chewing up a lot of time, only 3 minutes to go.
Here's
here
the
in
other
third.
deal, and I know we're in the third quarter here, but this, to me, is the most critical possession of the football game.
Absolutely.
Because if Hooper takes over for Pleasant Grove and takes them in for really any kind of score, but I would think it would be a touchdown, then I think they've pretty much put this away. However, another hold by the Indians. It's a 1-score game.
And as we saw earlier, when Pinson Valley gets a little wind at their sails, gets a little momentum, they can run with it, quite literally and figuratively.
Pretty deep kick inside the 15, out to the 30-yard line. On the carry, that's Sales, the wide receiver extraordinaire. Let me ask you something, Mr. Football Johnny Conklin. Are you watching the clock at all, the play clock?
Not the play clock. I've kept my eye more on the game clock because this has been a very speedy third quarter. A lot of running, a lot of first downs. And, again, I'm just glad that we got a competitive football game, and a Pinson Valley team that couldn't score last week has already put up 20 and counting.
And remarkable. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter for the Spartans, 3 in the second quarter, and now we're 9 minutes in. They have not marked in the third. That'll get them off to a good start.
You know, when you talk about the glory days of Pleasant Grove football under Coach Darryl LeBeau, they were known for their defense. They were some of the hardest-hitting teams in the classification. It's funny to come back a few years later and taking nothing away from the defense, but it's been the offense for PG that has really dazzled.
There's Grace, and I'm not so sure. I just don't give him the football here a few times. But when you got Hooper, who could pass it for sure and showed us he could run it at the end of the second quarter.
He can do anything at this stage.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Hand
job,
off. That's Grace again. Very close to first down yardage. They're going to spot it, and move the chains.
Again, when you have a back that big and that bruising, it's just body blow after body blow in a heavyweight fight. And after a while, Matt, those body blows add up. And right now, number 19 in black and yellow is not someone I'd want to tackle.
Now, 5'10", 205, and he knows how to run behind the pads. And they aren't putting their foot on the throttle as far as running their offense.
They're taking their time.
They are. Under 2 to go here.
Again, still a 2-score game. If they can get one more and make it a 3-score game going into the fourth quarter, that's got to be the objective right now.
Sophomore, wheels, throws. He's got Sales. Makes one man miss, then out of bounds at the 45, maybe the 46-yard line.
Again, the touch that he's able to put on this football, we've seen he can gun it and sling it and bullet it when he needs it and rip it. We also see he can put tremendous touch on the long ball. Again, making sure that his receivers are not put in harm's way. That's how you can differentiate the good quarterbacks from the great ones. And his accuracy and his touch have really impressed me tonight.
Spartans need to get into Indians territory at about the 48-yard line. They need about 6. They'll hand it off. Grace, he is tackled by the waist at the line of scrimmage.
And again, we've mentioned his name a couple times tonight. Big number 51 on the defensive line for Pinson Valley, Farley. It's a good guy to be named after if you're named Farley. Reminded me of Nick Farley at Auburn all those years in 2010 when they won the national title. But again, only a sophomore as we have an injured player right now. Let's head to Chris Osborne.
Let's do.
All right, we don't have Chris, but we do have a player down on the field. So we're going to take a quick timeout here on Jeffco Ed TV. Don't you go anywhere. We come back. We got more Jeffco football.
We're Pinson Valley High School, promoting achievement, respect, and success. We're Jeffco Ed Strong. Fear the Spear, go Indians.
We still have a Pinson Valley player down right at the 50-yard line. Upper body, there is movement, and Johnny, I know you're the same way as I am. That's always the first and
absolutely
the good thing that you can see.
It's a game we love so much, but we understand that when these kids step between the white lines, it's controlled violence between the whistles.
They have every trainer on the field, I believe, out there. Both sides is usually the case.
And if you're Coach Cola Francisco and you got off to such a rough start offensively, to put 20 points on the board so far, I know there's no moral victories in a program as proud as Pinson Valley, but you have to be impressed to a certain extent what they've been able to do, especially watching Howard play.
All right, the player is up, walking off under his own steam.
Farley. Again, he's been so good for them.
Oh, what a player.
Long. And again, that's the price sometimes. He's been in the middle all night long. All right, as it looks like Pinson Valley's offense is about to come back on the football field. And again, with that little break in the action now, it's hard to bring back the urgency that both teams have right now because a 3-score game probably ends it and a stop right here. And Pinson Valley's still very much alive.
Pleasant Grove needs a little bit less than 5. Hooper, the sophomore quarterback, and a dandy one. Again, he's not stepping on the pedal as far as the play clock is concerned.
No rush.
Snap from Williams, the senior
pressure.
center. Pressure. They set up the screen. Perfect for pressure. There's a first down. Cutting back. That's Walker lost the football, but fortunately his teammate fell right on it.
Oh, what an opportunity Pinson Valley had. And we got another injured Indian on the floor, on the field, I should say. But my goodness, that ball was jarred out.
Stripped as he spun. And it looked like ball carrier Walker might have gotten shaken up on that too.
And again, unfortunate for Pinson Valley, but very fortunate for Pleasant Grove. There's been a couple lost fumbles today. However, they haven't been able to recover any on the Pinson Valley sideline, and that's part of the reason why the score stands what it is.
And the score is 35-20. Spartans lead it by 15 on Jeffco Ed TV. .55 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Player is jogging off the field, and more on what goes on off the field from Chris Osborne.
So, guys, as you know, unfortunately, injuries are a part of sports, all sports, and who better to take care of them than not just a student, not just a nurse practitioner, not just anybody, but Dr. Emily Casey is my personal doctor. I saw her on the sideline, so we wanted to talk to her. You're out here, but you're a medical doctor.
Yes, so my training was in internal medicine, and then I trained in sports medicine. Then I work with Andrews Sports Medicine Clinic in Birmingham. And so we're out here on Thursday night, Friday nights, and Saturdays with our colleges to help, with our athletic trainers and to take care of these athletes and keep them on the field. We've had, cramps, we have sprains, we have injuries, we look for concussions, and we just try to make sure we take care of these athletes and get them back safely and give them the treatment that they need.
All right, Dr. Casey, can you look at my elbow real quick? Yeah, okay, thank you.
Put a shot in it.
All right, guys, best care that you can think of on a high school playing field. Thank you so much. Back to you up top.
Well done, Chris Osborne. So, again, let's reset. 55 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of play. There you see our Jeffco Ed TV scoreboard. Spartans at home leading 35-20.
And again, it's just another opportunity. Pleasant Grove puts the ball on the ground, but luckily is able to fall on top of it. And can you imagine the difference in this game right now if Pinson Valley can get on one of these fumbles?
1st and 10. Hooper hands off. Running back breaks a couple of tackles. That's got to be Grace. I didn't catch the number, but he ran like Grace.
Smart man.
Man. Jamal Grace.
As you see in this replay right now, there's been a coaching point from Cola Francisco. They're trying to jar this football out. They're punching at it. They're ripping at it, knowing that right now the ball's the most important thing. And down 2 scores as we trickle down with under 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Pinson Valley's running out of time.
Grace wanted a face mask, and I'm not sure he might have had a good argument. Not there, as he is slung down on the backfield, likely a yard loss. It'll be second down.
Yeah, that was Traveris Miles, another junior coming across from that secondary position, kind of playing that nickel slot corner. And again, the ability to wrap up has become impressive.
And that is the end of the fourth quarter. And we'll be back. 12 more minutes of regulation. Spartans leading the Indians 35-20 on Jeffco Ed TV.
Hello, Jeffco Ed family. Welcome to the 2026-2027 school year. This year, we are focusing on realizing our potential and redefining the standard. While this serves as our theme, it is more than just a slogan. It's our mission.
But we know 1 pound.
At Jeffco Ed, we recognize that we possess the talent, intelligence, and resources to be an A school district. The potential exists within every classroom and every office. Now, we are redefining the standard of excellence we provide to our students. Our new benchmark is simple yet bold, earning an A on the state report card. As we step into this new year, I am calling on everyone to embrace the vision. Together, we will transform potential into achievement and redefine what is possible for Jeffco Ed.
Hello, Matt Coulter along with Johnny Cogden. And you just heard from Chris Osborne along the sideline as we get ready for the final stanza. That is Pleasant Grove in black, Pinson Valley in white. It is 2nd and 11. Handoff inside. Little man got a couple. Now, I'm not even sure he got a couple, Johnny.
And Matt, look who's back in the game. It's Farley.
Already.
You can't keep him out. He understands how important he is to this defensive front for the Indians. That's a tough kid right there, just a sophomore gutting through it.
Everybody's on their cellular device. All 4. And there's the picture being shown to all. No gain, actually. It'll be 3rd down 11. Line of scrimmage is a 28-yard line.
They're checking their high school fantasy teams. I hope they have Elston Hooper.
I would take him for the rest of the year. Hooper will accept the snack from Malachi Williams, and we've got a whistle.
Oh, that's the exact kind of play they wanted to. They got Cravers on that little skinny, shallow route. If we didn't have a whistle, that might have gone for 6.
Yeah. Right from the officials. Waiting for the call. Well, it's going against Pinson Valley. Go 3rd and 11 to 3rd and 6. Not a good penalty when you're underneath the shadow of your own goalpost. We'll see what they can do here. Indians have got, Johnny, they got to stop. Got to stop.
Yeah.
Hooper, the sophomore quarterback, trips to the left. They fake. Hooper's on the run. 5, 10, 15, 20 yards. Took a hit. Took a shot down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Spartans.
I'm not sure if that was a designed quarterback run or he just made his mind up quickly thinking he could get to the sticks. Nonetheless, a decisive decision from Elston Hooper, and now they're knocking on the doorstep yet again. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
Hooper. There he is, number 12.
Again, with all these receivers, and they've proven they can throw it here in short yardage. I'm interested to see what kind of defense that Pinson Valley plays. They're not going to go to that traditional goal line yet. I wonder if they'll just run it.
Well, yeah. They do bouncing outside, no gain.
Yeah, good job by Pinson Valley. They were not loading the box earlier, respecting the weapons on the outside for Pleasant Grove.
Well,
we got another injury.
Yeah, we do. They're popping up here in the late third quarter and fourth quarter. How nice to have an evening where it's 9 o'clock and it's already in the 70s.
That's right.
It's big time.
All right, another player. Hopefully it's just a cramp, but we're not going to speculate again. 10-14 to play. Right now, if you're Pleasant Grove, a field goal might put this game out of reach. A field goal makes it an 18-point game.
Right.
So I'm interested, if they are put in a fourth down situation, do you kick the reasonable short field goal and put this away? Of course, everyone here in purple wants 6. Look at that moonshot right there.
That is very cool. Let's go back. All right.
You throw the ball here with all this talent on the outside?
On second down, I don't know. Is Grace in? I think I'd give it to him between the tackles.
The benefit, you run the ball. The clock is the friend of the Pleasant Grove Spartans at the moment.
I believe Walker, Lightning of the Lightning and Thunder.
Yeah, it is Walker right now.
He is slanted to the right of the sophomore Hooper. They fake to Walker, wants to throw the fade, does throw the fade. Man wide open in the corner of the end zone. I think he might have pulled a muscle. Craver, touchdown Spartans.
Bevel there. I don't know if he's actually injured. This is a common celebration now of some receivers. They like to pretend that they've come up limp, and then they end up doing a little dance, but who knows?
I didn't know that was a thing.
That's a big TikTok. That's a big TikTok thing now.
Oh, is it now? Well, I'm not much of a TikTok guy.
TikTok's what my clock makes.
Portillo, point after. Boy, he barely got that one in. The right upright, inside it. And with 9:58 remaining in the football game now, back in very much control, it's Pleasant Grove as they lead it by a score of 42-20. We'll be back with a kickoff on Jeffco Ed TV.
Welcome to Pleasant Grove High School. It's a great day to be a Spartan. Here at Pleasant Grove High School, we are Jeffco Ed Strong.
Portillo, who has made all 6 of his point afters, tees the ball up. There you see at the 40-yard line. Spartans have taken control of this one once again. 42-20. Under 10 to go in the football game.
Again, after getting in the end zone for Pinson Valley, they absolutely needed to get off the field. They're unable to.
The ball was picked up by Carlos Johnson. I guess it hit, checked up. The ball's dead at that point.
Now, if you're Pinson Valley,
goes to 25.
3-score game, it's gotten away from you, but after their dismal offensive performance in week 0 against Florence, you've already showed pretty well offensively tonight. you need to continue to string good possessions together and try to get back in the end zone because, again, you're building until you earn conference and region games. Those are the ones that matter as far as postseason implications. But certainly as a 5A program, losing to a 3A program, that's not necessarily what you want to see.
Guy on the fence learned his move from Johnny. Back to pass. Howard wants to throw. Man, he's got an arm and just overthrew the outstretched arms at the 40-yard line as he was looking for Juju Foreman.
Again, why not at this point? We thought they were going to go to the air last drive. Down 22 points with under 10 minutes to go.
Boy, that was a pretty ball.
Nice
Howard
ball.
will keep left in across the 25 and up just short of the 30-yard line. I believe he stayed in bounds as the clock continues to run.
And he's hurting, but as the leader of this team, as a quarterback, he's taken an absolute beating tonight, both inside and outside of the pocket, and he's done most of his damage running the ball, pulling it on that read option. You know, he doesn't feel necessarily terrific, but he's going to gut it out for the rest of the game for his guys.
You know, they've put together, with a lot of his help, pretty decent running game in my opinion.
Absolutely.
They just, if they can shore up a little bit more in the passing game, I think they're going to be a formidable
We don't have the
opponent.
live stats ahead of us, but I would, that wasn't drawn up right.
That was drawn out wrong and thrown away, which is probably the smartest thing they could have done. However, that will bring up fourth down. What was going on there, Johnny?
You know what? We talk about them hurting a little bit. They're down 22. You're on the road. All of a sudden, you lose focus for a half second. And in this sport, if you don't bring it every single play, mistakes like that can happen. And now this is really the game right now on 4th and 5 or so, 4th and 6.
Actually, Howard's going to punt it away. Ball will bounce laterally. Now a little bit roll out of bounds around the 40-yard line. But 8:50 left.
You can see
Pleasant
body
Grove will
language.
get the ball.
Body language right there for Raymond Howard. That's the look of it's been a long night.
Tough kid. And I'll tell you what, going back 3 or 4 plays, the deep ball that he overthrew and not by much, that was pretty perfect spiral and pass.
Not every high school quarterback has the ability and has that in their bag that you can throw the go ball. He's proved it 2 or 3 times tonight that that's in his arsenal. And outside of Juju, there hasn't been a ton of juice on the outside for this Pinson Valley pass catching group.
Mark it at the 40. And I imagine they'll probably run the football here a little bit. Walker might have lost a half a yard. Now, check that. They've got Trey Williams in.
And again, with the exception of a handful of defensive encroachments, as far as penalties go, both teams have done a good job keeping their heads tonight. We saw an awful lot of unsportsmanlikes last week. I haven't seen any tonight.
No,
It's
not
been
chipping us at all.
It's been a clean played football game. Again,
Back to the line of scrimmage is a gain. So from the 40, 1st and 10. And that's Williams again. This time he'll get significant yardage, maybe a 7-yard pickup.
Again, these are two teams that consistently are in the conversation and compete for state championships. And I know goals for both of them is to end up at rather Protective Stadium, Jordan-Hare, or Bryant-Denny to play for state championships. But these teams have not met on the football field since 2017. Pinson won that game 34-0 back then. It's going to be a different result tonight as Pleasant Grove seems to have the upper edge in this rivalry.
Who was the Pinson quarterback?
2017, it was Bo Nix, was it?
Bo Nix, yes it was.
Only
3rd and 3. Hand up the middle. It's going to be close, and I think they'll give him progress inside above the 50. Yeah, they're moving the chains already.
We were talking to legendary PA announcer here at Pleasant Grove. His name is Sandy Parker. Again, his 52nd year.
52.
52nd year in the broadcast booth, and he said before the game today, the best high school quarterback he had ever seen was Bo Nix when he was a Pinson Valley Indian. And Bo Nix is a game or two away from going to the Super Bowl in just his 2nd year last year. He's He's a tremendous young man.
Well, I believe he was Player of the Year in the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Handoff up the middle. They're not going to get a whole lot. We've got another backup running back. I'll make sure.
Think of great players that have played at Pinson Valley. Kool-Aid McKinstry, another stalwart as a corner. I know he played some running back too when he was in high school. I'm going to put you on the spot here, Matt. You know the greatest Pleasant Grove Spartan of all time? Played at Sanford, won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Go ahead.
James Bradbury.
Yeah.
Pleasant Grove royalty.
Handoff. Significant yardage. There's Williams. Man, he's running like I'm a second string tailback. I'm going to take everybody out.
That's their third string running back. He looks like the Tasmanian Devil, spinning and stumbling and rumbling for another Pleasant Grove first down.
Well, you got Walker Grayson and Ray Williams. And he's running hard. Clock continues to run inside of 6 minutes.
Something I love about number 27 on a running back.
27. I'm trying to think of a 27.
That what Derrick Henry wore before he switched to 2?
That's right. I saw a highlight of him. There's a runoff left tackle for 3 or 4.
Again, before the game, a little inside baseball in the booth. We were worried about seeing some of these numbers, the purple on black and on Pinson Valley, that light yellow on white. But, you know, luckily it hasn't been that bad with our monitors here. We've been able to make out almost every young man tonight.
And it gives us another opportunity to brag on this outstanding crew that we have here. From John Rocket all the way down to the most seasoned of videographers.
Hey, guys, if you couldn't get enough of us tonight, how about you hang out with us tomorrow night? We're back at it, a special doubleheader, a double dip of Jeffco Ed TV Game of the Week. It's going to be the Anniston Bulldogs, fresh off a state championship appearance a year ago. They will take the short drive to Minor to take on the Tigers, their season opener, their home opener. It all gets kicked off at 6:30 on the Jeffco Ed TV Game of the Week pregame show. And then at 7 o'clock, we're kicking this thing off. Expect a lot of running. Expect a lot of hard hitting in this one. Anniston Minor kickoff tomorrow at 7 p.m. Won't you join us?
Halfway through, right at it, the fourth quarter, you got a heat timeout. There you see a good look. Pleasant Grove in black, purple, and gold or yellow trim.
Great band. Again, we're lucky here in the state of Alabama how serious these bands take it and how good they are.
They do. There is an inside handoff and a huge hole. Williams into the secondary down to the 22-yard line. He is still on his feet. Finally down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, this isn't garbage time for the third-string running back, Trey Williams.
No, it is not.
He's running like it's an overtime of the state championship game. Again, he's stout and low to the ground, and that makes him a very difficult tackling target for Pinson Valley, who looks defensively right now like they've waved a white flag.
Hey, Darrell. How are you, man? Imagine he's okay. Williams makes another man miss. He's going to pick up 7 or 8 yards. As the clock continues to roll.
And again, I said it earlier, Matt, the offensive line, night and day difference. I know they scored 41 points last week, but from everyone we talked to, that was a large part because of the play of Elston Hooper. Tonight, a much more workmanlike performance for the front five from Pleasant Grove. What they expect in this part of the state.
Yeah. Jacorian Johnson, should have mentioned this a minute ago. He's in at quarterback. But they'll give it to Williams.
We don't have the exact yardage for Hooper, but from our Jeffco Ed math over here, we got 4 touchdowns through the air for Hooper and 1 rushing touchdown, a rushing touchdown that will be on his career highlight tape one day. 5 total touchdowns for Hooper. I believe that's 9 on the season. and he's just getting started, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, last week, even in a losing cause, he had 329 yards, 5 touchdowns.
And Sales was so big.
Now he's got 9.
Week.
Is that our math here?
9.
Jeffco Ed TV math. Williams from the ground level. That's a good look.
I was a broadcast major at the University of Alabama, man. All my roommates that were finance and engineer majors, they were hanging out at the library. I was hanging out down the strip.
Well, several years prior to that, but I did the same thing.
Some great football.
Okay.
Some great football, especially in Tuscaloosa. The high school programs out in the western part of the state improve each and every year. Obviously, you got the Pickens County teams with Pickens County High School and Gordo, and Central's gotten a lot better in the last handful of years. Such a great high school football state.
Whitaker in at tailback. He's caught in the backfield, and he's going to be thrown for a loss back at the 6, where it'll be 3rd and goal.
James Whitaker, the ball carrier.
Yeah, again, when the defense knows what's coming, they're just running out the clock. Certainly, there's a little tell there as the clock continues to tick. Under 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play here on our Thursday night game of the week.
There's a look at the soon-to-be victorious sideline. Spartans up 42-20.
Do you speak offensive coordinator? Can you make out any of those signs and those dummy signals?
No, I can just sit up here and guess, but I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to Whitaker. No, that's Williams. He bounces outside, and he is swarmed down by a couple of white jerseys, and that'll bring up a 4th and goal. Yeah. All right, Coach, what are you going to do here?
Well, if there's ever a time to let the backup throw the football, 4th and goal from the 7-yard line, $1:30 to play. Something tells me they might just run it one more time.
Yeah. And then I guess Pinson Valley might have to take a snap down there.
Matt, you've watched a lot of good high school quarterbacks in this state. As just a sophomore,
wow,
what did Hooper impress you the most with?
That last play before the half.
It's incredible.
I mean, he just pulled it down and took off. All right, Williams right in. He is going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Wow. It's Gardner, Showers, Farley.
Yeah, Markel McMullen in there too. That was a really nice form tackle, and Pinson Valley's going to take over on downs.
Yeah, with 1:04 remaining, they will stop the clock. And we'll get a look at the Pinson Valley offense one more time. A lot better than 0.
And I'll tell you, without singling out Hooper, who's of course terrific, my favorite player on Pleasant Grove has been Jamal Grace. The way that he's able to play both sides of the football and just a punishing, bruising running back. Again, now 2 weeks in a row between Mortimer, Jordan, and Pleasant Grove. Some really talented teams we're going to be following all year.
Howard hands off inside, across the 10, spinning to the 12. On the carry.
Now, playing in 3A, Pleasant Grove has a chance to go to another state title. I really believe that with the personnel that they have playing at this classification.
Well, you got a stoppage in play, and it looked like there's a Spartan down. May have cramped up, which I'm at this point in the game with 41 seconds left, I'll bet it is a cramp.
Good attendance tonight.
Yeah, and Pinson Valley traveled very well. I think a few of their fans have left. There, probably the same story for Pleasant Grove, but you can see it's much more full just a few minutes ago.
Matt, I've had the privilege to be at this stadium for 2 homecomings now, and I'll tell you what, that's one of the best attended homecoming games in the Birmingham Metro. Again, I've been here for 5 years now, technically 9 if you count my time I spent in Tuscaloosa, where I would travel to Birmingham on occasion when I worked for WVUA and the great Gary Harris. But this place on homecoming, they're grilling out back. They're having a big old party. They got DJs and boom boxes and music, and it really is a testament that football family community, there's quite nothing better than when the summer turns to fall and we start playing meaningful football games.
That's the wonderful thing about the Jefferson County system of schools is that they all have their own little community and they all support everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of like the SEC. Everyone
Yeah.
roots for each other when they're playing. Like, for example, you got Clay Chalkville currently in a war with Thompson. I don't envy anybody that has to play the Thompson Warriors fresh off a beatdown of Central Phoenix City. And as we're trying to get the most up-to-date scores, it's not looking good for the defending state champion Cougars. Thompson in complete control in the fourth quarter, holding on to a 30-7 lead.
Wow.
With 11 minutes and 54 seconds to go. And this is a Clay Chalkville team who's proven on multiple occasions they can beat Thompson in the regular season. But with Trent Seaborn leading the way for the Warriors, they look poised to go for yet another state title. And Seaborn himself is looking for his fourth ring.
Fourth.
Won one as an 8th grader, lost one to Central Phoenix City when a guy named Cam Coleman was playing receiver for the Red Devils. And now as a senior, you have to imagine Seaborn's going to do everything in his power to win another one.
All right, back to live action here. Clock starts, 40 ticking. There's a pass out into the flat. Nothing gained there. And that very well will be
Howard's finishing the game. They're not going to put in the backup. They're going to allow the junior quarterback. They said whoever takes you to the dance, that's the one you dance with. 3rd and short with under 20 seconds to go. Let's see if they even run one more play.
I don't believe you're going to see us now. Although, I say that. 8, 7. Up. Howard's going to take one more. Handoff up the middle. Maxwell gets the carry.
I always hold my breath for no injuries on plays like that.
Yeah.
That'll
Maxwell picks up 5. The Spartans pick up a convincing 42-20 win over the Pinson Valley Indians. It was close for the first, 15 minutes of this game?
That they scored 41 a week ago, and it wasn't enough against Saniana tonight and their home opener. They hang 42 on Pinson Valley. Quarterback Hooper, Elston Hooper, 5 total touchdowns for them through the year, and a run at the end of the first half that will be played on a loop for years to come here at Pleasant Grove High School.
In just a minute, head coach Daryl Fuqua will come Mike's side with our very own Chris Osborne. So, the Spartans will go to 1-1 on the year. Pinson Valley will go to 0-2. Next week, Pleasant Grove takes on Hale County, and next week, Pinson Valley will take on Pell City.
And I'll tell you what, although it's not a great feeling walking off that football field 0-2, Pinson Valley proved they can move the football tonight and they can run the football. And when they face teams, especially in 5A, you're going to be able to have to dictate the clock. And I think our Chris Osborne is going to be joined in just a moment by the winning coach.
All right, joining me now, winning coach. Coach, let me first say this. Very classy of you, playing 2 9th graders, not running up the score, but getting them some reps.
For sure. Just wanted to, anytime we get an opportunity to get our young kids in and get some reps and get some experience, it's big time. So, you know, they got in the game, did a really good job. I mean, I think we kept the ball for 7 minutes right there on that drive. So that's just a testament of their hard work they've done all off season and all year long, just taking an opportunity, taking advantage of the opportunity.
Coach, you lost a close one last week, 41 points, 42 tonight. You guys are averaging 40 points a game. Your offense is strong.
Yes, for sure. So the word this week was respond. So I just, all day, every day this week, we wanted just to respond in the way that we attack the weight room, meetings, practice, every rep. We just wanted to respond the right way, and I thought we did that. Offense is very explosive. I thought we grew tonight as a defense as well, and also special teams. So very promising for the next few weeks heading into region play.
All right, Coach, we're going to let you celebrate with your team. Congratulations. Thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys, you see the score. Ending the score 42-20. The Spartans on top, celebrating. Back to you guys up top.
Also, some very cool video of the sophomore quarterback Elston Hooper, and there he is again, taking a knee in the end zone. That's very, very cool. You know what else is very, very cool? Durrell Fuqua. Tie.
I know. He looks like Coach Bryant down
there. Yeah.
We love that old school look. Again, a legend at UAB, and now he's giving back to the little community where he went to college, and he's seen big-time high school football both at Hoover and Thompson, and he's hoping that he can take the culture at those two winning programs, insert it into Pleasant Grove, who knows a thing or two about going to state titles. However, this is a fan base and an alumni base that is starved to finally win one, and they certainly got a quarterback in the next handful of years that's more than capable of doing just that.
As the Pleasant Grove alma mater is being played, we'll say to Johnny, let's play again tomorrow. How about that?
If you didn't have enough of Matt and I, you want a double dip of us here at Jeffco Ed TV, we're going to do it again tomorrow night. A special doubleheader for week 1 of the high school football season. Anniston, fresh off a state championship appearance at Protective Stadium just a year ago. They are back at it as they are on the road, as they will travel to Minor to take on the Purple Tigers, their home opener, their season opener. It all gets kicked off at 6:30 tomorrow night with our pregame show. And then shortly after 7 o'clock, we'll kick that thing off. It's the Cats and the Dogs battling in the second half of our Jeffco Ed TV doubleheader. Matt, I'll see you tomorrow night, pal.
You will indeed. And again, our many thanks to this unbelievable Jeffco Ed TV crew. And we'll say so long from Pleasant Grove, Alabama, as their homestanding Spartans take down Pinson Valley, the final 42-20. See you tomorrow night on Jeffco Ed TV.